Hello and welcome to Super Game Best Friends on this wonderful Tuesday, February 19th. I am Joshua Lee. Mr. Lee, if you're nasty. This is a wonderful video game podcast from HorribleNight.com where we talk about games. I bring my friends on. We talk about the stuff we've been playing. It's really fun. Hang around. Justin Lacey's here.
I'm here.
How's it going?
I don't know how to behave in a rhythm nation. Whoa, it's too much. Yeah.
What's been going on?
Oh, I don't know. I howled into the microphone just now for some reason. I've been doing a lot of live streaming. That's been fun.
Soul Reaver.
Dude, you let me just say this.
What?
You're
What
doing all this stuff. You're doing stuff on your computer, and you have not upgraded your computer yet.
No, I haven't.
And there's a part of me I'm really glad you're streaming and all that shit, but I'm really disappointed because we've been talking about computer building for months.
Computer building.
And you haven't done it.
I've priced it out. It's going to happen.
I feel like
you
you
converted me.
Yeah.
And he's still behind.
I feel like maybe you lied about your capabilities.
In Josh and I's conversations to convince me to upgrade my PC, I had side conversations with Coop here, and he has since upgraded his PC before I even started actually pricing parts.
Like in November. I've had my PC since the end of November.
Yeah. What the hell? What is it going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's got to happen before. What were the?
Because we're going to build it live.
Shit, it was.
We're going to do this on video.
No, it has to happen because I was looking at Crysis 3 stuff today, and just
You don't want that on the Xbox.
no. I was like, I started considering that, and I was like, no, there's that and BioShock Infinite are the things I really want to upgrade for. So
I canceled my 360 BioShock Infinite pre-order. Pre-ordered it on Steam.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, you got the system. Do it.
Yep.
So, anyways, you're streaming. You played some Soul Reaver the other day.
We'll talk about that. It's just been fun playing with technology. You know, I've both been doing a lot more video work. So, but yeah, we're trying to stream. We've almost been streaming daily. Streaming more days during the week than we're not streaming. So that's a good change. Ethan's also been jumping in there quite a bit. So that's been fun.
Before we go on here, and I want to ask you about how things been going, but I want to say Andrew Cooper's in the house.
I am in the house.
Koopa on the website. I'll never not call you that. I know that's not the name.
Can you say it right?
I don't. Probably not.
No.
Koopapopolis.
No.
It's not? I really don't know.
No.
It's Koopapopolis to me.
It's Koopopolopolis.
That's it.
What the hell? Then let's just stick with. You need to change it to whatever I.
No, it's
call
awesome.
Koopapopolis.
It's fantastic.
So, the first time in the studio, not the first time on the show. Kind of filling in for Ethan.
I was all excited to be on here with Ethan.
You went from number 4, the guest, which is really coming off the bench, to prime time. You're basically starting this game, and so that's got to make you feel good.
It does.
And it's prestigious position.
Yes,
feels really good when he doesn't have a choice and we didn't have a choice. Right. You're starting by default now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just
take it.
What did you do this weekend?
This weekend, I watched Skyfall. The new James Bond movie was finally rentable. So I've been noticing that. I do a lot of my movie watching through Amazon.
Yeah, me too.
And
it's good.
because I love Amazon Prime. And
good quality, too.
And because you have a 4-year-old.
Yeah. Well, 4-year-old uses Netflix, so I still have that, too. So I basically have ignored Netflix.
This is a nice 4Kids interface when you turn it.
Yeah.
So just getting into the habit of... I know the other streaming services do this too, but the new movies will show up and I'll get super excited, I want to watch it, but they only have it that first week or two. It's only available for purchase and not rental, and so I was waiting for Skyfall to go to the rental state because I didn't make it out to theaters and wasn't. I actually heard some weird. I never heard anybody say it was bad, but I heard some weird things about it, to make me wonder if I'd really love it.
Yeah.
So, So we watched that. The intro is fucking fantastic because he just shows up and plays a really short, James Bond music noise, and then it's off and running. And I literally kind of looked away for a second, or just had this moment where did I start this movie in the middle of the movie? Because it kept going. But all the intros so far to the new James Bonds have been great, and riding a motorcycle onto the train was really cool, and just so that's a pretty cool opening scene. Overall, the movie's kind of weird. Doesn't feel very James Bondish, but I like it. It's a good action movie. But the whole, some people kind of talked about this. There's this whole kind of like Home Alone sequence. That threw me for a loop.
Well, there were some budget constraints there too. Originally, that was going to be shot somewhere else.
Oh, really?
And then, they had to scale it down.
Huh.
And
I think that was the reason for the delay too, I think.
They couldn't get Macaulay Culkin.
Right.
I haven't watched that yet, but there's apparently a YouTube video kind of mashing those together, Home Alone with Skyfall.
Oh, shit.
So
I'm sure that's good.
But, no, because MGM went through bankruptcy in the middle of producing this movie or around the movie. So, but it made like $1 billion worldwide. So I think they're doing okay now.
Yeah. Well, so I loved the film. I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies that starring James Bond, but it is not my favorite Bond film.
Sure.
Like as a Bond movie, it was because it was a completely different thing. It was more like a character piece or almost a study of like this character's history and what he's like. They just completely deconstruct him in this film, which they've never done that kind of thing. It's like, well, Bond gets in tough spots or whatever, but like he is a haggard. Like in the middle of this movie, there's like this scene where like he literally drinks all night, and then he's like still sitting at the bar, and like it's morning, and it looks like it's like 10 a.m. or something.
But he's also taking shots with a fucking scorpion on his hand.
Yeah, right. I mean, like he just goes to like dark places.
Had his Max Payne moment. I've been seeing a few of those.
I'm so surprised we didn't see him take a dump. That's the one thing you never see heroes on a toilet. You'll never ever, right? That's like the thing you don't show them do it in certain stuff.
You get him drunk and unshaven. That's pretty much
right. But like, had we? That would have just put it really over the top for me. Had we just seen him, just like, oh, dude, you just see too much leg and stuff, and he's grunts and you hear plop. Like you'd be like, fuck, he really hit bottom now. Really hit the bottom.
So I'm not a big Bond film aficionado. Like I like them, but I couldn't tell you what my favorite one was. But I will still say that of the Daniel Craig Bonds, I still enjoy Casino Royale the most.
That was just so good. That was
but this stands apart. Like I would watch this when I'm not in the mood for a Bond movie, and that's the first time I can say that about that. And I think it's a good thing. Like it still had enough Bond to it, but I know they're trying to take it in a new direction, which is really funny that they've basically rebooted this series kind of twice with the same Bond.
Right. What's this mean though? Like
I don't. That's what I don't get because I don't think he's coming back from like stuff I've been reading. I think Daniel Craig might be done, and so
there were rumors of like Idris Elba doing it, like completely. That which would be awesome, but I don't know. Maybe they'll just have a woman. Maybe it'd be like Jane Bond.
I'm okay with that.
Or James Pond. Just screw it.
No.
But like just
Joanna Dark maybe.
Get the Smacks frog and just put him in, and we'll do like a Roger Rabbit style. What do you think?
I think Legend had it, James Bondage.
I like it.
So I don't know if that was a recommendation, but that's what happened while I watched the movie. So
okay, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good action movie. Also got away from like the kind of Bourne feelings that some of the other movies had. I still really dig Daniel Craig as Bond, so I'm actually kind of sad that like I don't feel like he got a good run of movies. Like Casino Royale was so great, and then Quantum of Solace was just
it was fine.
Middling,
it was fine, but it was better than a couple of the Brosnan ones, I thought.
Oh yeah, I feel like they kind of blew an opportunity with
soft bad guy. Some of that was
so.
It was like a Hugo Chavez like dude or whatever. It was really weird. They were doing like weird shit with that. I don't know what it was. There were like 8 bad guys in that though. But they completely just threw all that storyline out with like the I don't know what they were calling it. I was thinking of Hydra. It wasn't Hydra. Anyways, is that it? Do you got to do anything else?
Do you want to give a shout out into my ongoing dive into a Paranormal Activity series?
Yep.
It's something that I enjoy doing.
No shame in that.
No
shame.
I recognized hatred for the Paranormal Activity series, but finally watched Paranormal Activity 4 for similar reasons. Mm-hmm. Finally, it was rentable, and I didn't want to. It's the most necessary one to watch, but it's also the least rewatchable Paranormal Activity. Like it's more set up for the rest of the series to give it some girth, and it's entertaining. It's entertaining on its own, but more just for hardcore fans. Like I feel like if you've enjoyed any of the other Paranormal Activities, and you're not really into the fiction or you're not into what's going on, you might go ahead and wait for Paranormal Activity 5. But this is actually like really necessary for Paranormal Activity fans. So it just wasn't. It's the least scary to me, and you know, the excuses they have to like use cameras they're getting
dumb.
They're terrible. Like I didn't enjoy the whole laptop setup with this one, but
oh, what?
Yeah, they didn't use it in the right way, but
like really, really high quality webcams that are not believable as webcams.
Just apples all over the house. So,
oh yeah. Still.
So I was actually after the movie. I was actually more scared when it was probably like 1:30 in the morning or whatever. Have my headphones on, listening. I'm actually listening to the Dear Esther soundtrack, which is kind of atmospheric and creepy and moody on its own. But I was like,
I thought that was going to be a horror game as I was playing it, so,
right.
Because of that.
And so I've been going through the Paranormal Activity wiki and just reading up on all the actual like interpretations of what's been happening in these movies, and that was creepier than the movie.
Man.
But I actually want to go back and watch all 4 again. But I was glad I finally watched it, and I'm ready for 5.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I'm ready. You watch these, Coop?
I've only seen the first one. I didn't even know there was a fourth one. I'll be honest. How are there 4 already?
You know what? In 2, 3 was really good.
So one's the original. 2 is basically a prequel to 1,
but in a
really cool way.
It literally butts up against the very beginning of 3, right? Or no. It doesn't go on at the same time.
2 butts kind of overlaps, but it ends up butting up into the end of 1.
So like here's 1. And
3 takes place in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 is present day again.
Yep.
So
yeah, there we go.
I liked it though. It was pretty creepy.
It's better than the Saw movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is there Saw 8?
If I'm gonna get a yearly horror dose, I'm fine with. If this is my option over Saw.
Sure.
So
no,
it's no Grave Encounters, but I like it. You know,
I'd like to watch them. My wife's not into that stuff, so it's
tough to.
Yeah, I don't get to watch movies very often anyway, so when I do, it's
it's not going to be a Paranormal Activity.
Probably not.
Oh, so good weekend. It sounds like.
Yeah, good
movie.
Caught
weekend.
up on some movies.
Yeah, nice. Coop, what about you, man? What's been going on?
It's funny because I say how I don't watch very many movies, and then when I do, it's not going to be a Paranormal Activity. But I watched a very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas.
I understand.
Did you watch it in 3D?
No, it was just at home. I don't have 3D. It was funny though because
I want to know that somebody out there that this is the movie they upgraded their system for.
I got a Sony.
It was pretty funny because they kept making all these 3D jokes in it.
Oh,
as well as you could totally see scenes where they were trying to do something crazy in 3D. I mean, they were playing it
painful.
Up. Yeah, but
did you watch the whole thing?
I did. I don't even really know what to say about it. It's. I will say that it continued the trend of movies that I've seen male genitalia in. I think of all the movies that you see frontal male nudity.
Mm-hmm.
I can only think of Harold and Kumar movies.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
I remember us talking about this one. It was like last year on. It might have been the Horrible Show.
I think I blocked out this conversation.
Yeah, it was like there's
Can we not have it again.
There's just a lot of dicks. Like films just show that like male genitals all the time now.
So yeah, what trend are you talking about? The fact that you've watched a series of movies in a row that have male genitalia in it, or just that you've noticed that this is a thing that keeps happening?
It's a thing that keeps happening in Harold and Kumar movies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I
thought you just meant in general.
No,
movies you watch.
No, I don't.
Because that happens.
I don't see a lot of cock on screen in the movies I watch anyway.
I mean, I can name a lot of actors that, like, probably more that I have seen than I haven't now at this point. They're just always there. They're just always like, oh, look, there's a little, it is maybe it swung across the screen while he was like, the camera's focused on the girl on the bed and he's walking to the bathroom, like that kind of, but a lot of times it's like let's just hold the camera on it.
This was a unique situation. So think not a quick swoop across the screen. And think of
you don't be afraid of your mic while you're talking.
A Christmas Carol, yeah. Think of a Christmas Carol scene. Little boy tongue gets stuck to a pole and mix those two
Christmas
together.
Story, yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Story.
I don't want to mix those.
Yeah.
Flick, yeah.
I cringed. It was terrible.
So someone got their tongue stuck on a
Somebody-
really cold
Not
penis?
their tongue.
No.
It's the... Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. That was it. That would have been funnier.
It's a popsicle. Freeze. I don't... Robin.
I don't really. I was gonna say,
So yeah, that's well. You watched that. Huh?
It's terrible. Don't watch it. It's
now I'm intrigued. I didn't know Mr. Freeze's dick was in this movie. What?
Freeze pops.
And it is Arnold.
You have to tell me about something else. Hurry. Oh God. So without dicks in it,
Something without dicks.
you're out. That's your whole list. Whoop.
What?
Washing machine repair. Did that have?
My washing machine broke.
Wait, did you fix it yourself?
I did fix it myself.
What broke?
So I'm sitting in my living room. We're watching TV, and Lindsay looks at me and is like, "Do you smell something burning?" I was like, "Yes, I do."
It smells like washing machine.
Yeah. So, at first it was kind of that, it kind of smelled like, when your heater hasn't been on for very long and you get the burnt dust smell.
Yep.
But that didn't make any sense because it's the middle of February and my heater's been running nonstop.
Smell like burnt tide.
Yeah. So.
It's like make like crack, I think.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So I opened the basement door because that's where my washing machine is. And the basement is like full of smoke, which...
Hey,
so
that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
Not like this.
It was full of smoke. So I run down there thinking, man, it'd be cool if my smoke alarm that's down here went off because it didn't. So that's really effective.
You have to change those batteries,
I pushed the test button and it beeped at me, so it just sucks. There's like smoke billowing out of the top of my
The
washing
washer,
machine.
not the dryer. The washer.
Yeah, the washer. So
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, no. I'm like, how can something full of water catch on fire?
It was running, right?
It was running. So, and it was coming out of the lid. So all the cracks around the top is where all the smoke was coming out. So I'm like, okay, I have this giant tub of water with clothes, and there's a fire in there. So I open it up. And it's just smoking. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know what it was, but it smelled like burnt rubber. So I was like, oh, I bet the belt burnt. Just like the belt that makes.
Oh
it spin
yeah,
around.
that's what I would have thought.
I'm glad you connected those pieces for me because I would not have guessed.
So
the water's on fire.
So I opened all the windows and just let it cool down, and then it basically, I don't know, something happened and the belt that makes it spin was melted in two pieces. So it melted.
I love owning appliances.
Man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I called my landlord, which is myself.
You have two phones?
Yeah. I called myself.
I knew a guy.
Said, hey,
I knew a guy with two walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I need you to fix. Actually, the first thing I did was I went on Amazon to see how much new washers were, and then was like,
No, you don't want,
No, they're expensive.
But at least you could get like a front loader.
I could.
Those are nice. Real nice.
But when I saw the belt, I was like, I can change a belt. You just buy a new one, stick it on there.
I change my belt every day.
Yeah.
It was a terrible idea. It was not easy.
Disassembling, difficult.
Well, I'm thinking, so you
take the water out first?
Just take the old one off. It was still in there. I had these clothes. There was still water in it, and it smelled like burnt rubber. I thought all the clothes would be ruined.
Oh.
But so I was like, oh, you just take the belt off? Well, it was already off because it melted. But I was like, I'll just stick a new one on there and we'll be good to go. So new one, I order one online because I'm lazy and don't want to go to the store. And it's there. It's there a couple days later.
Wow.
And I go to put it on, and there's like this bar in the way. There's no way to get this belt on here. And I had to completely disassemble the entire thing in order to get the belt on.
Sounds like working on a car.
Yeah, it took like 3 hours.
Oh my God.
But it works.
That's, you know what? You're a hero now.
I YouTubed it. There was a dude.
Oh, you...
Yeah. So I was basically looking. I went on Google to look for like the manual just to see if there's any trick to this. And some dude actually put a YouTube video up of him changing the belt on my exact washing machine.
Shit.
What the hell?
Yeah, so I had an HD instruction manual.
That's awesome. Dude, why doesn't Maytag have like a
Their site,
Is that
I
why-
couldn't
have
even
a game,
I
like a
couldn't
web
even-
or
Say,
iOS game?
Is that why they're putting computers on appliances now? So you can like do the how to. They don't need a
Oh,
manual. They
yeah,
just give you a
yeah.
computer
Yeah.
and assume someone's made a manual for them.
Yep.
That's sure. That sounds useful. I'm talking about like a shitty web game, like a Flash game, based on like repairing washers. Like you're the Maytag man, you know.
We should do that.
Like somebody just pitched that to him for cheap.
I couldn't even find the part number for the belt on Maytag's website,
Oh,
but I found how to change it on
that
YouTube.
sucks. That sucks. They can't even do that right. Oh,
No.
because they never break. They got
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Ugh.
So yeah, if
Wow,
you
interesting.
need your washing
Interesting.
machine fixed, don't call me. I'm not doing it.
No, I will definitely. Well, I'll go to YouTube first.
Go to YouTube.
That's awesome. So I did only like one thing this weekend.
The entire
I'm
weekend.
job hunting mostly is what I'm doing right now. But because day job, this isn't the only thing I do, believe it or not. But I watched the Batman, the Dark Knight Rises animated movies.
Oh, yeah.
That's on Amazon. Did you know you
Is
guys?
Deckard Bane in that one?
No.
No, I was actually saying is Bane the
I know what you're at. I see, and I know you well enough. I knew you were asking if Bane was there, but
You still thought it was a really dumb question. I don't think it's a dumb question.
because you obviously haven't read the book
No,
or
so
books. But this is one. This is based on the first
Books
book.
were in the movie.
okay, so it's the anime based on the.
I thought you read Batman.
I read that
You're like the Killing Joke, right? And then
right, but I assume when this came
Dark
out
Knight
that they were tying it more
Returns.
into the.
Did I say Rises?
I
You
thought
did
they
say
were.
God
Rises.
damn it!
He said Rises.
Yeah, you said right. You said Rises.
No, you know what? It's my bad. My bad.
and I assume
it's-
they're
nope.
tying
Returns. Batman Returns. The movie
Okay.
Batman Returns.
Okay.
it. Tell us about that.
Shit.
Because I don't.
completely
The
different.
Michael
actor.
Keaton and
Danny DeVito.
yes, Dan DeVito. No, it's based on. No, this is Frank Miller. So,
But they basically
Dark Knight Returns.
they animated the graphic novel.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And it's like old Batman. He's like old and retired, and this is like takes place like this is written in the 80s and takes place in the 80s, but it's like an alternate 80s of like what if like the Silver Age dudes all like retired and all this shit. And well, basically the government has basically banned superheroes, and so they had to go in retirement and seclusion and stuff. And Batman was never found out because Gordon basically kept the secret. No one else knew. So Bruce Wayne is just hanging out, and he's old. He's been retired for like 10 years, but he's just kind of like, I mean, he's still a badass, but he's just, he's older. And there's like no other superheroes. And then Gotham is just, there's like these like mutants and shit. And they have this like kind of cool, gritty, almost Blade Runner-y at times. It's not so quite so sci-fi, but it has the same kind of feel of like, it's just like stuff's kind of out of control, like there's no, like there's like mutants and they're real, but it's like, it just feels 80s. They got the feel just right, and the adaptation is actually it's very faithful. Almost all the good scenes are in there, and all the good lines and all that stuff. They took out Batman's like internal monologue, which is unfortunate, but I feel like they did a pretty good job of portraying like what he was thinking at the time by adding some lines in and stuff. Is awesome. If you like a Batman, you have to watch it. It is it's like maybe the best Batman story. Definitely one of the best Batman stories. Like everyone always says how much they love this, and for good reason. And this adaptation is really, really good. Like the action's good and all that stuff.
How's the voice acting?
It's Peter Weller for Batman, which there are times when he sounds a little stilted. He was really tapping into RoboCop, but there's other times where he sounds like an old Kevin Conroy. So it works at times, and it worked well enough that I didn't. That at the end of it, I was like, he was fine.
Okay.
And some of the other voice actors are actually really, really good. And who is it that does? It's the bad guy from Lost. Not the bad guy, but the Weasley. What's his name? Michael.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember the actor's name, but he's that like the Weasley guy from the bad guy for the first like 4 seasons of Lost. He does Joker, which is awesome.
Interesting.
And but yeah, so there's a bunch of really good voice acting going on. It's just really, the animation's fantastic, really good. Emerson. Michael Emerson.
Yes.
Gary Emerson. I think
Steve.
it's Michael. Steve. Yeah.
Emery Emerson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. It's really good. It's on Amazon. I don't know if it's on Netflix. It's a rental or buy on Amazon.
Amazon.
I'll check it out.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime?
No,
No.
you have to pay, but it's worth paying.
I literally thought
It's
it
really
was a companion
It's 2 parts.
animated film to Nolan's Batman. And so
Nope.
I wasn't interested in it, but
Nope.
now that I know it's...
Nope.
All right.
It's based on that fantastic graphic novel.
Okay.
And it's in 2 parts. You can just watch the first one kind of by itself, and it's really good, and then come back and watch the second one. It's really awesome.
Cool.
So that's what I did. You guys want to talk about video games?
Video games.
Yes.
Let's do it. Justin, what have you been playing?
So
Big question.
this is all System Shock 2's fault. But I went on a journey. I went on a journey last week, and that journey mainly took place on GOG.com, which I had never really actively shopped on, but
It's
knew
dangerous.
about and and appreciated. But System Shock 2 came out last week exclusively on GOG, so I started exploring. Here's some old PC games that I loved and haven't gotten to work on my PC, and now that I've been streaming a little bit through my PC, I'm playing more PC games, and I was like, I don't need to upgrade to play all these old games, so it's time to shop.
So instead of buying his new computer, he's buying old games to play on his old computer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
I just wanted to clear that up.
That's how this has
I just
happened.
wanted to clear that up.
So one of the 9 games I ended up with in that week time span was, I got all the entire Soul Reaver series, and I started playing Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver for the first time.
3 games in that series?
Yeah. Soul Reaver 1, 2, and then Defiance. Brings them all together. So
Which had the comic book that we found. Whoa.
yeah.
It was like 2 issues or something.
So I think I'm about halfway through that game now, but I streamed. I'm going to stream the whole thing just because why not? At this point, I've streamed enough of it. But it's
Everyone is just waiting on the edge of their seat for the next installment of Vampire Vagina.
Those character models are interesting, and some of the animations of 1999. Oh man, the things that I put up with in that game. Originally, to love it as much as I do, to continue playing it now is kind of
Camera's bad.
Camera's awful. The other thing when going back to play old PC games is, even though they're doing a good job at making an executable that works on modern operating systems, gamepad support is iffy at best. So I actually had to get a gamepad program called XPadder that basically just interprets the keyboard as your gamepad, and you can map it, and you have to download a profile, and I found some French profile for Soul Reaver.
Joy 2 Key is another good one for that.
And once I got through that it took me about an hour to adjust the controls to get them to behave as they're supposed to. Now that doesn't mean that Soul Reaver controls all that well, but I was still...
It seems like you don't have analog controls. I mean, they didn't back then. There was no analog stick on like the gamepads that were out at the time for the PC.
Right. Yeah.
So I see it sometimes when you're trying to do the platforming and you just can only move in like your thumb has a limitation of how short of a time it can hold down. Like if you just want to tap a direction, like it seems like you're gonna move so much farther than you want to on those little like maneuvers. You almost have to do everything in like one fluid motion. Like, that looked really hard. You were getting frustrated at times, and I was getting frustrated for you. I was like, "Fuck this! It sucks. You need analog controls."
Didn't Soul Reaver exist on PlayStation 1?
PlayStation 1 before they did any analog controls.
Yeah.
So
Remember, that didn't come with analog sticks.
I'm still trying to figure out
that's
when.
right. The first one didn't.
It was until Metal Gear, right? Wasn't Metal Gear the first one to use? Or wait,
I think I played Metal Gear without analog sticks.
Okay.
Might have been a Gran Turismo or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds like it would have been. What did they call those before DualShock? Shock? No shock.
I want to say
They were
The
they
shock
didn't.
and shock controller? Yeah.
No.
Shock.
Isn't the
Shock.
shock? It's dual sticks in the shock. Vibrating.
Did it have vibrating?
No, there was no.
Look it
No,
up.
they
Yeah.
added
vibrating or
Help us
shock.
out, chat.
No. I didn't think they didn't have that in the first. It was just what is it? A PlayStation
It
controller?
was probably just PlayStation controller.
the PlayStation gamepad. This is
I don't know. DualShock came from somewhere. No,
DualShock was PS2.
yeah.
It was the PS2 controller.
But it was like the name.
No, it's
was an evolution.
no.
That made
DualShock
sense.
was the for PS1 because DualShock 2. And then
yeah,
DualShock,
DualShock 2
it's called
was PS2.
it's called
It's
DualShock 3
for
now,
PS3,
right?
yeah.
Or no, it's called the 6-axis.
Playpad.
Well, you're right. It was DualShock 2 for PS2, and
Yeah.
PS3 is.
Oh
the
my God.
6th. Well, PS3 was the DualShock 3, but then they freaked out last minute and put the gyroscope in the controller and changed it to the
And took out
6-axis.
the-
They didn't call. They never. 6-axis was the function. They never called the controller.
And there was no
I think
vibration,
it is called DualShock 3 though,
right?
I
In the
can
first
search for it.
PS3 controller.
Yeah,
We're
that's
getting.
right.
I know where we're going. It's really off. But that was. They had two versions of that. Just saying, Sony not so good with controllers.
So the funny thing is,
They get it right eventually.
I think because I didn't have a PlayStation 1, I think I played this with mouse and keyboard originally. So it was kind of funny. Like I went to all that effort to use my gamepad, and I don't even think I played through it originally that way. But anyway, I also can't say for certain that I remember the game controlled badly to begin with. So I can't say for certain it's the analog stick's fault. Like as far as like this might be how awkward the game actually is.
But we didn't know then.
No, we
because
didn't.
it probably controlled
I mean,
fantastic.
I'm sure it was
at the
better than
time.
Tomb Raider. You know, like
It was an evolution of that. I mean,
no, that it is. Yeah, it's definitely a product of that time period.
and this is the control. The controls for the camera are just like the left and right triggers, and it's just moving it clockwise and counterclockwise.
Oh man, it's so painful to watch you try to manipulate that thing.
But
it's so bad.
I've pushed through all of this, and I'm still having a good time. And you know, usually there's something frustrating that I'm laughing at to push through because I mean this game is all about puzzle solving. It's all environmental puzzles. Like after you actually level up to get the Soul Reaver itself, and the combat becomes just a hurdle. It's not really
to get to the next set of hurdy-gurdy holes.
Yeah.
There's these like lids, like these holes, like sewer grates with a hinge, and you open them up and it makes a hurdy-gurdy sound. You know what hurdy-gurdy sounds like, right? It makes and like different tones, and there's like
I was in
like,
a
what the
cathedral.
hell?
I was in a cathedral, you know, playing with a giant organ, right?
it's a big organ. Like the whole facility is like one giant organ, and you're just running around in the pipes. It's weird.
And it's such an ambitious game, especially for the platforms it was on at the time, and you know the information you don't have to like implement shortcuts. The fact that you don't have a map or a compass, and this is like a huge interconnected world, and there's basically a teleporting system. There's portals throughout the world, but you have to like memorize. You have to memorize these glyphs because that's the only sign you can see as far as like what area you're about to move into, and associate that with where you're going. And so it's just there's a lot of antiquated like game design to this, but I still love its ambition and its presentation. As far as just I love the characters of the Legacy of Kain universe, and just the whole plot of basically this soul-sucking vampire that's taking down all these mutated vampires. And
Spider-Man mutated vampires.
And basically impale everything and set everything on fire to kill it. And so that's fun. There are great death throws and gargling noises that these characters make as they die.
Yeah.
What am I missing over there?
Oh, just the chat is apparently we can't stop talking about dicks.
Oh.
So sorry.
I was trying to avoid that.
So yeah,
But
like,
now that you bring it up,
are you having fun, or is this just like going through a museum?
I don't know.
Where it's like, this is really neat.
I had fun
That's
initially
neat.
with like the intro and the setup and that nostalgia. And now it's just more of a challenge because I've gotten stuck twice and had to take a break. Verdian was up late watching the stream at one point where we were both trying to solve it with his help in chat, and we could not figure out this this solution to keep moving on. And but I don't know why. That's just part of my nature of when you've seen me play overly difficult games. Not that this is difficult. This is just a challenge of puzzle solving in a game with very limited technology and just not good game design that hasn't aged well. It was good for the time.
It's really, to me, watching it again now, and having recently played Ocarina of Time on 3DS, it it's like it tries to do a lot of stuff that Ocarina did. It doesn't do any of it as well.
And this is after Ocarina too.
And
Right.
yeah, well, it would have been in this. They'd have been in development at the same time, right? This was
When did
99 and
Ocarina
that was
come out?
98.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I mistakenly had 96 for Ocarina, but that was
Yeah.
64's launch.
But-
So it was right around the time because it needs Z targeting. That's like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these games need that. And then, man, just some of the hurdles you have to jump through. I mean,
you
the
really
big,
need to be able to look around too.
Yeah, the
if you
big-
go into first person and look, like it would help a lot.
because the big like puzzle solving feature is the fact that you're constantly switching back and forth between the physical realm and the spectral realm, and between those realms your platforms will adjust and you have to use them to get to higher areas and then switch back to the other plane.
That was a cool mechanic.
Yeah, that's what sucked me in after I got done impaling dudes. That's
And you
what
don't
sucked me
die
in.
like when you're in the world of the living or whatever. You don't like when you die. You don't die. You just go into the dark world and you have to like kill enough dudes to get your soul back, or get you eat their souls so you can come back.
Yeah,
Use their soul juice.
Yeah, use your soul juice,
Soul glow
to get full energy so you can be strong enough to come back to the physical world.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's how that works. I know. And
That's
I know.
how it works.
Mhm.
You've done it.
Yep. Many times.
But yeah, I'm glad I'm playing through it. I think I'm gonna do this more. I'm probably gonna have some old school game that I'm playing through on streams just to revisit it and like kind of. It's kind of fun to have chat on there helping me and like going back and forth talking about the game and also trying to solve things because I don't want to look it up on GameFAQs, but at the same time, like with this game, I've beat it before, so it's not also not a problem. But
It's been a long time.
yeah, and it's just fun. It's
Like a
funny
long
to
time.
see the things that don't come back at all and the things I do remember. Like we were in the middle of that second boss fight and just the solution of setting the egg on fire to kill the giant alien spider looking thing.
Yeah, which was definitely a dude that was delivering eggs
And you had to
from a puckering hole.
that you had to arouse to get him to lay an egg and then light that egg on fire.
Yeah, you had to go poke. You had to go poke at the hole, and then it would pucker up and squirt out an egg.
and this there are limited animations to what they
Here we go. Spoiler alert.
what they choose to animate and what they don't. But the fact that they made the puckering animation is
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
they went to that detail.
yeah. It just kind of, and it was it was so funny. But then Justin was like, he has these eggs, and he figured out he could pick them up. And then he sees like the fire that you normally would light a torch with, but there's no torches. And then he's like running around, and I'm like, put the egg in the fire. I'm like yelling at the screen. I'm typing it. He's not looking at the chat. I'm like, God damn it. Look. And then he eventually looks over. I'm like, finally. It's awful that there's no like chime.
It
You
doesn't.
know? Like when you're playing, like a little boom, like you got a message. Look. God damn it.
Hey, does he need a fairy?
Yeah. Hey, listen. Read.
The other one of the other games that I actually played from my retro game purchasing, Giants Citizen Kabuto. I played the
Love that game.
Oh, that game's
First-
so fun.
first few stages,
Memories.
and I remember how incredible that game looked. That was like one of those
Yep.
pushing
Yeah.
your hardware type
Yep.
of games, and
Got to have that.
I remember always trying to crank the view distance all the way up on my PC and
Yeah.
barely being able to get there.
so I think we're probably going to try to play multiplayer sometime in the future. I don't know
We need to get more
how
people.
many people do you think we need to play this. It's got a pretty unique multiplayer, especially for
Well, you do not want to play multiplayer without somebody being the Kabuto.
Yeah.
The gigantic King Kong thing.
Yeah, there's
So-
three
And we need more than two people
So, yeah,
to take
so-
him down.
But yes, so if you had like say like 4 people on just like the what's the little
the mech
the
mech guys.
the mecha dudes, if the little British Lego men, they're like yellow. It's funny.
Yeah.
they're hilarious.
Yeah, they're real
with
funny.
their British
I forgot how much humor was
their
in that
British
game.
accents.
Yeah,
and-
because they have their little base and you get the helicopters and stuff like it. But you need like a bunch of them. If you have like the Reapers,
Yeah,
Reapers.
I think it's a Reaper.
yeah. I think it's
Oh, by the way, does this version
The-
have? Are they topless in this version, or is that?
I haven't gotten to see them yet.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I haven't seen a Reaper yet.
in the
the
like
international,
international version of the game. Yeah, it was they
the
were
international, they had
were
nipples.
nipples.
Okay.
but they were like mermaids like so.
Well,
that
so
doesn't
it's
count.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, they
it
also
is.
look
It's like art.
They also look like the water people from Ocarina a little bit.
Okay.
Is it the Zora?
Yeah, didn't they had nipples, right?
No, Nintendo would not give them nipples.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they technically
And that
have
water-
them, but I don't think they showed them.
That water was cold. So, anyways, but yeah, you need at least like 4. It'd be good for like 5 people or something. Because the thing is, like the 3 factions, if they'll all 3 fight each other at once, not just everyone against a Kabuto. However, if you get like a good game where the Kabuto lives long enough to eat a bunch of the sheep or whatever the hell are on the map, and he gets really big, that's when it gets fun.
Yeah.
Because he gets huge.
Yeah, we'll have to make that
It's
happen.
like 3 levels of growth. I don't even remember the single player. I have no idea what happens in that. But in the
we only
multiplayer,
we
was
only played
so good.
multiplayer
Yeah.
back when I played it. We had
It's
these
hard.
huge.
Those are my favorite LAN games.
We get huge dorm matches going
Oh
on.
yeah. Like how many people can you have in a game? Like 12
I'm
or
trying
something?
to remember.
Might be smaller. Might be like 8 or something like that. It could be smaller.
Is that enough to take down the Kabuto?
Oh yeah. Especially if they team up.
Yeah.
Because like the
two
mermaids
factions.
are like really strong. They're super tough. So you don't need as many of them.
Yeah, and they can evade pretty quick because if I remember, they fly a little bit.
I think they skim on the
Skim?
water or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
They
right.
do. Yeah.
They do something.
They have like built-in like jet skis in their butts.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I never got through the mechs campaign because that's what it
Yeah.
opens with, and those guys are very space marine-ish, and yeah, I forgot how hard the campaign actually was, but
Yeah.
that was a fun
cool,
trip,
though.
and I hope to get multiplayer going. We'll see if we can't wrangle.
It does
something.
have TCP IP, right, and not just IPX.
It has a multiplayer option.
I know,
saw that.
yeah, but the problem is going to be if it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
well, it's not that old.
we'll figure it out.
I'm sure we can do it.
Yeah.
I think this
I
was
mean, it
also
was-
99.
Got to open some ports though. There's not going to be matchmaking. I bet
no,
no.
we're going to have to directly
Balance
someone's gonna-
matchmaking.
yeah,
It's not going to let you be the Kabuto.
I'll put a server in the DMZ.
But back to current video games, Dead Space 3. I picked that up.
I forgot you're playing that.
And so part of all this adventuring outside of Dead Space 3 has been because I'm so apprehensive about playing this game because I don't want to hate it. And I think even like all the negativity around Aliens Colonial Marines, which was after, still kind of like, I don't want this game to be ruined. But every time I play it, I love it. So I don't know what keeps, like, everything I've enjoyed it up to where I've played, and I don't want that to get ruined. And so my defense mechanism is to go play other games.
You can't keep putting this off.
So-
you're going to enjoy it less.
It'll be
even
good.
If the
You're just
longer
enjoying it differently than you enjoyed the first one.
but you're not playing it co-op.
No. But so it starts off rough started off rough for me because when you run into Isaac, he's in Max Payne 3 mode, drunk off his ass, and you basically have to. The first section with him is you're in street clothes and shooting dudes and not necromorphs. So it feels very, very Gears of War, which was my fear.
Or Aliens.
Yeah, which was my fear for whatever reason. So I was really worried, but the next section, once you get the suit and you're out in space and you're floating between these derelict ships, like it feels like fucking Dead Space, and it's fantastic. I don't have anything bad to say. Once I've finally gotten over that hump, it's been a lot of fun. I don't know why, but the audio from the Necromorph still freaks me out. Like they're a little bit too loud and still manage to scare the hell out of me, and just and every time I have more than 2 of them attacking me, I panic and I don't know what to do, and I just start stomping on everything and hoping that I'm going to kill them, and then I survive and the adrenaline goes away. The thing is, this is a great horror experience so far. It's not a survival horror experience, but that's okay. Like I'm letting go. I'm enjoying the game. Things I've heard about it is it actually wraps up the trilogy pretty well, so I'm anxious to finish the game. It's a pretty lengthy campaign, and like I said, the first half is very Dead Space 1, and I think it's going to take a turn where it has to wrap up the series and finish its story, and it's going to become a little bit more of an action game, but it's still going to be a damn good action game, and I think I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to finally kind of calm down. I've played a little different games, and I've come back to it. It's like, no, this is a good game. They've made a good game here. just block out all the noise and all my, oh, I wish it was something else. But playing it for what it is, it's great. And like I said, the adrenaline still flows, even though I'm not watching my ammo count, but I'm still frantic because these big, scary necromorphs are trying to cut me to pieces. And when they do, it's really satisfying to see them destroy me in grotesque ways.
So we played the
demo
for a Game Curious, and that's only parts of the game I've seen. But is the crafting stuff like as cool, I guess, in the full version? Like I didn't know if like the demo was just
it's fun to play with,
like a really late game vertical slice kind of thing.
No, it's for the right from the get go.
Because like there were a million options, and I didn't feel like there was any limitations. I wasn't even looking at like credits or it feels hit some buttons, and all of a sudden I got a gun that's like got 40 attachments.
Gun. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm not seeing the limits of it. I've made like it's just kind of like I'm gonna put these parts together, and what gun did I get out of this? Yeah. And then you start to learn what the different pieces are and how that'll make plasma guns versus machine guns, and so that stuff's really cool, and you feel a little bit of ownership. I mean, I still think I prefer knowing the limits of my weapons, but it's not a hassle to go remake things. You save blueprints, you can no, I want to switch back to that, and it'll just kind of do it. So once you've built it, and so it's fine. It's neat. I don't dislike it.
It's neat.
I don't dislike
That's
it,
neat.
but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, they threw that in there. That can be kind of cool. Was the other system broken? Not really. So this is one way to do variety, but I'm finding myself, I'm going to build the line gun, I'm going to use the plasma cutter, and I'm going to I'm going to build the weapons.
Why you would use anything but a plasma cutter? What can you do to that?
The plasma cutter?
Yeah,
I haven't done anything yet because I just like the classic one. So
because I wonder if you can
dual cutter.
Yeah, or like make it wider.
Yeah, because I want to chop off both arms at the same time.
Like I want it to be like 6 feet wide.
That's the line gun.
No, I want the plasma cutter to do it. And I want it to rotate while I'm shooting at high speed.
Is like instead of getting the each, you can have you basically have an upper tool and a lower tool, so you have two guns in one. But with the
there's a name for that. There's a term for that.
With the plasma cutter, I use the second tool to rotate it. So I haven't really played around with it. But I've had the line gun. I've had like this kind of sonic shotgun that just blows the dudes away. Like when they
Is it called the Sonic Boom?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, are you happy with yourself?
No. No.
It's like I want to take it back.
And then I just have a regular kind of like assault rifle.
I want to play this co-op.
I want
to play co-op.
But you got an Xbox.
I'm going to buy it on PC.
You're going to get it on PC. Oh, shit. That's today. Well, it's too late if you're listening to the recording of this, but right now, if you're watching us live, Amazon's got it for $40.
Right.
Any version.
Yep.
We should buy that.
Should we?
Yeah. Well, we'll wait till after the show, but we'll buy it tonight. Let's play Dead Space. I'm actually replaying 1.
Yeah. I
haven't beat 2 yet.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I hadn't actually beat 1.
I did beat 1,
but
1 was fantastic.
It's kind of a slog. Like you know what? No,
that's its the
controls.
That's its pace.
You get used to it though. I agree. When I first started playing it, it's terrible.
I feel like it's only when I zoom in does the stick move the way I think it will. Otherwise, there's like a weird. There's a dead space like in the middle of the joystick. Where it's
you get used to it. I feel like I thought it felt really awkward when I first started playing it, but by I don't know, part way into it,
I'm like 4 or some hours in, so I think I'll be used. I would have been used to it by now. Well, I just don't remember having that problem with 2. I felt like 2, the controls were just a little tighter, and I'm playing on PC, but I'm using the 360 controller, so and it's way better. Don't even try playing that with a mouse. The mouse controls are so bad. That's one of those things where they hit a checkbox, and that was it.
Technically, the mouse is enabled.
Hey, you wanted mouse control. Here it is.
I still don't know. I don't know if I would have fun co-op with this. Like maybe I think it's just the pace that I play the game. I think it'll work fine, but
he just doesn't want to hear you. He doesn't want us to hear him scream.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna play with it. That's fine. No, I would. But I like that about it. Like,
the first one about made me shat myself.
Yeah.
Sound design.
There's a lot. There's a
brilliant.
It is nonstop jump scares.
Oh yeah.
Like constantly, shit's just coming at you. You know what the best part is? Like the 360 rooms, or the like the low grav rooms, where you can go anywhere in it's like spherical, and you can go to the ceiling or whatever. And then like you're in one of those, and it's like real quiet. It's like that's just shit in space quiet. And then you'll just get like one of those necromorphs will be on a wall or a ceiling or floor, and you just won't see them because they'll be opposite of you. And then all of a sudden, it's like you turn and you see it like floating at you through space. That's something you don't see in games. It's like shit floating at you in low grav, and like you can't do anything. It's like, oh god, that's scary. More games need that low gravity.
It's got a lot
monsters.
of low grav scenarios so far. So but more just out in space.
How do you control yourself in space?
You have little jets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that control okay?
It controls like you think it would. I mean, doesn't have like a lot of free motion, but he can kind of go in straight lines, and you can point yourself where you want to go. It's deliberate.
Does he hyperventilate like John Lithgow?
That's always the funny thing of when you stomp a lot. Like some of my favorite parts of Dead Space have been Isaac's noises right before he's about, like when he's really low health, and just how terrible his lungs sound, and also when he's stomping because he's got those big heavy boots, and just like how much effort you can hear him putting into
he's grunting
each of the successive stomps, which is, and then he'll have some where he's like a little bit excited because he's scared of all the monsters too, and
does he not that he doesn't get like real high pitch, right?
So he's getting terrified, but sometimes that sound will play when I'm stomping a bunch of boxes and there's no dudes. So take it easy.
That's funny.
He's terrified of what might come out of the box.
Oh god, you never know. Are there in any of the games in this series? Are there bad guys in crates? Like when you stomp one?
No, they just have. I hate
that.
They just have you come in the room and there's a dead body and it wakes up.
Yeah, and that one you can only see coming. But shit in crates, it's tough because crates are where goodies come from. And like Resident Evil 5, I think, did that. There were snakes.
Yes,
snakes in the crates.
Snakes in the crates.
Who put these motherfucking snakes in my motherfucking crates?
You almost didn't do that. You were like, should I?
I'm doing it.
I'm going with it.
I did it.
I'm going with it.
Snake. No one likes snakes in crates. Well, except Snake in Metal Gear, when he's in a crate, that's a good thing.
And you love that.
Yes.
It's the whole crouching animation to get into the box.
I just wish I could get in the box with them. So, Dead Space, that's cool.
And then
you keep avoiding playing that. Coop and I will play it co-op.
Yep.
I will
Coop.
Coop-op. I have rounded that corner.
Co-op.
I have rounded that. I'm going to push through the game now. So, I'm good. The last session went really well. At least we'll see what happens when I get down to the ice planet, but and then just real quick, been playing a little bit of Fire Emblem on the 3DS.
Oh, you got that?
I did get that.
Oh shit!
And I already hit the point where I'm too overwhelmed. I have to stop playing. my whole strategy paralysis.
Would you loan it to me?
Yeah, sure.
Knowing my 3DS playing habits, would you loan it to me?
I feel like the way that
where you play it.
Well, I feel like I can't loan it to you.
Oh, you bought it digitally.
Mm-hmm. Shit. I was gonna say, if it's the little cartridge, I feel like it's safe in its slot. Are you
gonna play my Resident Evil?
Nothing's safe.
Probably not.
You're gonna play the HD version. I'm like, then give me that back so I can play.
Okay.
I like to be scared shitless
while playing 3DS. And Fire Emblem really.
Then I won't have to drink coffee every day.
Really cool story. The 3D is effective. I still like 3D is less and less of focus with the more 3DS games that come out, but I still like to see how they implemented it, and it's done subtly well. The characters, for some reason, I still haven't looked this up. They don't have any feet.
What?
Like the character models are very, very weird. Like it looked like at first.
What?
At first, it looks like they have like the top of like medieval armored boots, like the bit with the big like shin guards, and their foot would kind of come to a cone, and I was like, is the ground clipping off all of their feet? And like they just have these really small nubs for toes, and that's been.
Are you looking it up?
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird looking.
I'm trying to look up a photo here.
And so I was not surprised. I was surprised that you get to create a character in this game, just because I thought it was going to be pretty straightforward. And you get to do they have feet?
Well, this
guy
one
on
this
the
one
right
has a shoe.
doesn't.
Okay, but this one here has a shoe.
But he has like
And
he doesn't have a foot. It's like just a stump.
But yeah, this lady in the back looks like a pirate.
That's not what I'm talking.
You're right. He's got hooves. They got fucking horse hooves.
It's kind of weird.
That's weird. Horse hooves are weird. No one should have horse hooves unless you're a centaur. Yep, that's weird. Those are hooves. This is a weird kind of.
Those are hooves.
Can you be a furry and like be into horses?
I don't think so.
So what does that mean? What are you?
I don't know what horse
You're right. That's weird. They all have like little ballerina feet.
Yeah.
They're all like squished.
Took me a while to realize that.
That's weird, dude. Don't play that game.
I had played Fire Emblem games before, and I was actually kind of hoping that I would have more patience for this. It ramps up well. Like it introduces one system at a time, but you still feel like you're making progress in the story, and it's really cool. One of the key features of the game is that if a character, you can turn this on or off, but if a character dies, they're dead for good and they're out of the story. But they still have story elements that revolve around each of the characters, and there's a mechanic where you want to have your characters talk to each other in between missions, so they build up a rapport. So when they pair up in battle, like when they, it's a grid-based tactical strategy game, and when you are on a adjacent grid to one of your buddies, if you have high affinity with that person, you're gonna attack the guy better. So all those mechanics are really interesting. But like,
do you like grab each other's hands and do a double lariat? Do they have animations for that?
No, they do
like
they do Red Rover on the good side. And so I was getting really into it, and then I hit the one mission where they just kind of let loose on you, say, go. Like, it was basically the first time where they allowed me to choose what party members I wanted in the battle versus you just have everybody. And I was like, I'm not fully confident I understand who to put out here, and I moved on. So you can get to play it soon. It's good for what it is, but it's overwhelming for me. So,
well, do you play any of the? You don't play Tendo tapes, Coop, so you wouldn't have known.
I don't have a 3DS. I have a DS. No games.
Oh, okay. So
well, my DS was a random purchase.
They had a Fire Emblem game on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I don't have any games for it. So
did you even play Advance Wars?
No. You sold me on that, but I never went out and got it. It's because when I got my DS, I was a huge Game Boy guy, but I stopped at the Game Boy. I don't know why really, but my wife wanted a DS. And we were out shopping, and she was just like, "Hey, I want a DS." So she bought one.
That's like the easiest. Like, you're not gonna say
it was a complete impulse buy. I was like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Like, games, yeah, play some video games.
Buy as many as you want. But so she bought it and had it at home, and she's sitting on the couch playing it, and I was like, I kind of want one of those.
So you got your own.
So I went out and bought one too with a couple games, but
then you didn't.
I didn't really play it.
Yep.
And I have a Wii, but yeah, everybody has one of those.
Yeah, it's the Wii Sports machine.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to claim that anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm pretty disappointed in Nintendo.
I have a washer. I have a washer and dryer. So
you missed out on some quality titles. But yes, I get it.
Yep.
So, Justin, do you have anything else?
I think that'll cover it.
That'll do, Josh, is what you're saying. Hey, good stuff. I always like to judge everyone's list of games they've played, and I'm like, I'm gonna start putting like a grade.
Yeah,
on
what did
it.
I get?
B.
Okay, a B.
Yeah.
I hope is this on the scale that I'm expecting, or
yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's A through Z. A is the worst, and Z is the best. No, that's a B. That's a solid B. You really B. you just ran the gamut there, and
you rounded up from a B minus.
You sure did.
Coop.
Well, you're gonna set the curve now, so just be careful.
Yeah,
You could turn my.
Well, I'll set the curve with a game that's not even on the list because I forgot about it. So you don't even know what I'm going to talk about.
Oh,
What?
shit!
Yep.
What?
Surprise!
Can he do this?
I can.
Oh, he's the boss.
I am.
Coop, you
was
turned
asking-
off your targeting your notes computer.
That joke didn't. No, it didn't take off.
So Star Wars.
Oh, sorry. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Coop kind of sounds like Luke. Do you like Star Trek?
No.
Then you're just in a weird limbo.
Yeah. I mean,
Twilight Zone?
no.
Because
Now-
see that I would be like I would even take that because you'd be like, oh, I was I got out of that.
He's gone off notes.
What?
I'm off notes.
What? Did you have a thing? What was your thing? When you were a kid, what did you pretend that you were? Who were you? It wasn't Luke
It was Metallica.
or
Yeah.
Kirk.
It was Kirk, but a different Kirk.
Kirk Hammett?
I was Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Okay, but when you go back farther then. When you were playing
I mean,
guns in the yard or whatever.
I was really into like He-Man.
So you were He-Man.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
He-Man.
That's fine.
He-Man and Transformers.
Okay, at least you liked
Thundercats
kid stuff or stuff.
Yeah. I had the big.
You had idols, you had heroes that were
I had the big lion with
not
a sword.
yeah.
Um,
If you don't idolize like fictional characters at some
Yeah.
point, there's something going to be wrong with you later in life. So I'm glad we got that out
And
of the way.
Josh isn't going to be able to hold a conversation.
Yeah.
But I
So
would
now-
I would say that I am more Star Wars than Star Trek. Like I never got into Star Trek at all. But
It's a trick question because you really should say both.
right,
But that's fine.
I've
That's
been
fine too.
I've seen most of the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
Notice I said most.
Yes. Yep.
Didn't see the I don't know whatever the
Will you watch
whatever the latest crappy one was.
Will you
I
watch
didn't watch it.
Jar Jar Abrams film?
Yeah.
Everyone's
Jar
gonna
Jar
go see that.
Abrams with old Harrison Ford in it.
I hope so. That's going to be all. Whatever. That's
Because
we don't know anything about
he
it,
was
but-
awesome in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Let's talk about games.
I beat Far Cry 3. That's my surprise that I forgot about.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
did finish it. Have you finished it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Justin hasn't, so I got to be
Not
careful what
even
I
close.
say.
He doesn't finish. Like
He doesn't finish anything though.
Ethan finishes games now, and
But
I'm
he's
trying
like
to finish.
Justin's
games.
at the very
Justin's
beginning,
not
so I can
finishing
barely. I mean, about the only thing I can say that's not a spoiler is you hunt for Justin.
games. What are your favorite animals to hunt, and like the ones you're scared of the most?
The bears are terrifying.
The bears.
Bears.
Are bears and bears are.
They're just hard to take down.
They probably are big. Are like their number one predator today,
Yeah,
right?
probably. If we
I mean,
had, we don't
not
have
as
we don't
far-
have
and I'm
bears
not-
here.
I'm not
but
talking. Well, I know. Okay, but I'm just talking as like a man, and I'm not talking about
In
how many.
Indiana.
What actually kills us? Like, I'm sure
Sharks.
that's something stupid. Like, no, it's probably like fucking birds or some shit. It's like, oh, it's because the bacteria in the bird shit gets on your ice cream and you eat it, whatever. So some stupid shit. But like, if you're in the wilderness, what are you afraid of the most? I mean, I guess a lion. Probably cats are just, but like if you see a bear, and I'm sure
You'd be terrified.
we've all seen bears in the wild. It is, even from a distance, you're like, oh shit, big, strong, surprisingly fast.
Yeah. So I have a good bear story in Far Cry, which So I'm taking out an outpost, and if you've played it, you'll come up to certain outposts, and they'll have animals in cages. And you can open the cage and unleash it, which is awesome. I go up to this one. There's a bear in there. I'm like, oh, this is sweet because they can never take out a bear. So I open the bear. I just sit there and watch. It kills everything in the outpost, and then it's just chilling in the middle of it.
Did it just sit straight up?
Yeah, it's just sitting there. And I don't know if I was too far away, but after you complete an outpost, it does the animation and all your people come in.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't come.
Well, of course not.
'Cause
There's a
this-
fucking bear.
There's this bear just sitting in the middle, so I'm sitting there waiting for that to happen, and that bear's just chilling. I'm like, well, what do I
You
do?
got to do it. You got to get to the goodie stash.
So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I got to get the bear out of there. So
you need some bait.
yeah, so I
Bear
proceed
piss.
to get close to the bear, and he sees me and stands up and growls, and you're just kind of already shaking. So I'm like, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and lead him out, and I was kind of up on a hill, and I figured I'd take off running. There was a building there, and I would jump on top of the building so the bear couldn't get me, and then I'd kill him. So I kind of lead the bear away. He starts chasing me, and I take off running towards the building, and he turns around and goes the other way, and I jump on top of the building, but I hit the wrong key and slide right off the top.
Oh,
right into the bear, and he jumps on top of me and takes
shit.
me out. It was kind of like,
man,
yeah, it's like I jumped on the building and hit the slide key, and you can't stop it. I was locked into it and just flew right.
Those are the
off
moments
top,
you'd
right into
rather
the bear.
fight 100 necromorphs
Yeah.
than this one
It's like, no,
beast of nature. Like that is
yeah, it
bears,
was pretty
man.
funny. But and then also I don't know how many times I was scoping out an area and you just hear this slight purr behind you, and
Yep.
yeah, and you're just like,
You're
shit.
fucked.
Yeah, and you turn around and
Yep.
leopard jumps on you.
Have you been killed by an alligator?
Yes. Oh God, I didn't even know they were in the game. So I probably played for 4 hours, just running around. You know, I'd get to a creek and I just swim through it, run through it. And this one time I took off like it is. As soon as my foot touched the water, crocodile jumps out and grabs me and pulls me in the water.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit. And I literally stood up and screamed, oh shit. And I didn't even know what was going on. I'm like button mashing, trying to, because you're flipping around under the water. And I was just like, wow.
It's intense. When
It
they grab-
was.
Yeah,
I
that's how I found out too. One actually grabbed me. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I knew they're in the game because
But they spin you in the water?
But yeah, they'll,
That's awesome.
they act like they portray the animals realistically. So I jumped off a cliff into some water that was like, it was like a river. It was like an opening to a cave below me.
Yeah.
And I jumped and jumped into the water. And as soon as I hit the water, it grabbed me. And that was
Yeah.
my first run in. I hadn't even seen one in the game yet.
I had a similar run in. I was exploring through a cave, and you got to a point where to move forward, there was just a pool of water, and it was probably, you know, it wasn't a huge drop, but it was about as tall as I am. So it's like you jump in and you're not getting out.
Right.
And I stood there, and I had already had my crocodile experience, and I'm looking in the hole. I was like, I bet there's something in there, but I couldn't see anything, and it was dark. And I even got on my camera because sometimes you can just kind of shine a camera at water and it'll light up.
Yeah, and you get the little
And
the marker.
I opened the camera, looked down there. It didn't see anything, and I stood there for probably 30 seconds. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I jumped in. As soon as my foot touched the water, it jumps out and pulls me under. And yeah, I about soiled myself again. It was great.
Sign
That's
of a good
awesome.
video game.
Yeah.
The soiling factor.
But no, it's a great game. It's easy to kind of
awesome.
get sucked into it and not actually progress in the mission.
So
But
this week they announced that they're going to be, I don't know if it was a patching this in or a downloadable, but basically an ultimate difficulty for the game where it's going to be harder and the outposts are going to randomly respawn.
well, I think they said it had the
I don't care
option.
about that.
You can go in.
Why would,
and,
why would it need to be hard? Like we don't. Why is that? It doesn't need to be harder.
I like it.
Why would you like it? You haven't even beat the game on normal difficulty.
Because I just fuck around on the island, and now there's more reason to fuck around on the island. Because you're not in total control. Like,
Okay, I'm trying to not be a dick, but you forced my hand. You're not that good at games. I know. I'm one of them. I'm one of these people, just like you. We play too many different games to be good at one kind of genre. You can't handle some kind of ultimate badass.
I didn't say I could handle it. I said I like it.
Whatever.
Does it sound cool, Coop? Do you have an opinion on someone that's beat
Don't
the game?
side with him.
well, you know, I have a history of trying to play games on ultimate difficulty.
And failing, succeeding.
Sometimes succeeding.
Oh, okay.
Pretty stubborn.
So you're pretty
yeah,
good.
I'm pretty stubborn. I almost made it all the way through Modern Warfare, the first one.
Oh God,
on veteran.
Oh man, that's tough.
It was really
That's
hard.
frustrating.
It was frustratingly hard. I made,
Yeah.
and here's the frustrating part. So I make it all the way. I mean, I don't really know how far I am, but I get to this point, and I cannot get down this hallway. There's this hallway, guys. I probably played it 200 times. Could not get down it, and I gave up. I stopped playing the game, and
It's right at the end of the
yeah, that's what I found out. So
It's like a half shell.
It wasn't like the Mile High Club thing, was it? On the
no,
plane?
it was right before that. But
Oh, that's-
so maybe
It's that final outpost.
Yeah, maybe 6 or 8 months later, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this again. And it's 10 times as hard jumping right in at the end on veteran if you haven't been playing it up to that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't even stand a chance. So I was like, all right, I just want to see the end of this game or how much I have left.
Turned it down.
So I knocked it down a
Nice.
difficulty level. I was 5 minutes from the end of the game.
Yeah.
Literally, the hallway I couldn't get down. You get to the other end of it, and you clear out a room, and that's the end.
Did that make you mad that you didn't stick it out?
I was kind of upset. Because
that's what I feel in those situations where I'm like, shit, I wish I...
Because it's one of those, you start asking yourself, if I knew that the end was at the other end of the hallway, would that have made it easier, or could I have figured something out? But
I feel like most games nowadays, we kind of have an idea of how close we are.
Yeah.
Like, to some degree, I guess. Like anything that's got like a level select screen, that doesn't obscure, that if you can scroll... You always kind of see like, oh, there's 8 chapters, and you know what chapter you're on, that kind of thing. But I kind of like not knowing.
Yeah, I played those on Veteran, played Halo on Legendary.
Yeah. Well, that's like to me that's the exception, because Halo and Legendary is actually pretty fun.
He sticks to his genre mainly. That's the like you kind of said. I'm still trying to make an excuse and trying to admit to myself that I'm not that good, but I hope I'm better than Josh Lee. That's really all that matters to me.
I'm sure you have your games and I have mine. I think we know what some of those are. We're not going to talk about that right now, though. This isn't a competition.
It is.
As we glare at each other. What else you got?
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I play? Oh, after I beat that, I played Max Payne 3.
How far are you in that?
I beat it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
In like a day.
I'm pretty far in. I'm playing that too, and it...
Yeah, no.
Speaking of games I'm terrible at.
I think I played that game.
It's pretty bad at it.
I had two sittings.
Yeah.
I started it in, I don't know how long I played the first time, maybe an hour.
Dude, is he not just the biggest piece of shit?
He is. You kind of
piece of shit. Bruce Willis is.
He's very resemblance.
Okay.
Resemblance.
Like, but what a
he resembles Bruce Willis. Yes.
Like, he exists to make everyone's lives around him complete shit.
Yeah.
Or stop existing like that. Everyone dies around Max.
Yep.
Like, he's is he kind of like
physically or emotionally
the bad guy in a way? Like, isn't he worse than anyone else in the game, including the bad guys?
He probably kills as many good people as bad guys.
I mean, just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, that's what the most interesting part of the game.
There really isn't a happy moment in the game.
God,
that whole story is just pretty. You're just like, oh shit.
And it's not even just like a Calamity Jane kind of. You're not even just like, Max. You're not even doing that. You're just like, fuck, you just kill yourself, dude. You're just making it worse. And he kind of realizes it, but then he's like, but I gotta save this other person since and then they die, and he's like, but there's still some more people out there. I gotta go. Like, fuck, dude.
He just needs to stop.
You just really should die. Like the best ending to that game is the first time you get shot and killed, you do not hit reload. You do not hit continue. You just quit. Like, that is the good ending to the game.
Yeah,
I feel. And I haven't even seen the ending, but it can't be good. There can't be that many people alive.
Yeah, it's
of all the characters I've met so far, and I've got to be, at least 3/4 of the way through that game.
Yeah.
Just give me a count. Don't say names. Just how many people are actually alive. People? Yeah.
By the end.
That started in the beginning?
Yeah. Or even were introduced in the first, couple of levels. Wait, is it 0?
2?
Oh, wow. That's because there's a lot of characters. Like, there's a lot of people.
Maybe 2.
You meet a lot of people in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Like, fucking everyone
2.
dies.
And you find out one of them's kind of a dick.
Yes.
So you wish it was him and not one of the others.
Two people are left and you hate one of them.
Yeah, 2 of them are left and you hate one of them.
More of a piece of shit than
Max Payne is he's just a real piece of shit. Like, just a real you know what? Testament to what Rockstar did. Like, that, like, good job.
They took a piece of shit and made it fun to play with.
That game was fantastic, actually. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you like Max Payne games, that's the thing. Like, I always have to throw that disclaimer
It's
out.
a Max Payne game.
Yes. Which some people don't like.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And, well, so, I know Max Payne is all about the bullet time stuff, and people are like, oh, it's just nonstop bullet time. But, I mean, they give you an option to shut it off, which is nice. The bullet time camera.
Yeah, but
which
Did you
happens a
turn
lot.
it off?
Oh, fuck no.
Okay. Right.
Wait. So like bullet time as him dodging, or bullet time as in the bullet going through the dude's?
Yeah.
Bullet going through the dude's faces.
Yes.
No, you don't. Why would you ever turn that off? I don't.
No,
why do you even have
it's
that
awesome.
option?
And you can even hold down.
Is there a button to say more of that?
You keep holding down your trigger button, and it just drags it
Yeah,
out.
it does. Yeah,
And you can keep shooting.
Yeah, it does.
You can just keep
shooting.
hitting them.
and you can just
Shooting people in the face is the best part of that game.
I do like, I
Says a
remember
lot.
one of the achievements I got that it was like you killed over 1,000 people, and just the fact that in the short amount of time that game lasted,
Wow.
because it's not super long,
Wow.
but I killed 1,000 people. It was pretty impressive. I think it was 1,000.
Good job, Max.
Yeah. But no, it was a good game. It felt kind of like you were playing this really depressing movie.
Yes, I agree. This is no longer called bullet time. It's called bullet face.
Bullet phase, yes.
Good job,
Yeah.
Drug Dog.
Yeah. Oh, it also has bullet dick too, or dick bullets, whatever. You can shoot Hitler in the gonads. It does like X-ray gonad vision, and you like pop him in the junk.
What?
I've seen it on the YouTubes.
In Max Payne?
Don't judge me. No, in Sniper
Oh,
Elite.
okay.
Guys in the
okay.
chat, we're talking about Sniper Elite.
It's like, how did I miss this?
Yeah.
I don't remember,
Did-
I
no,
don't
you
remember
just said
Hitler
it.
at all.
Didn't you just say that?
No, I
You
just
just mentioned it.
no. I was just referencing bullet face. I was not referencing the game.
Well, damn it! I read the whole sentence, so go to
What's
hell.
that bullet phase?
I was trying to keep him on track with Max Payne and not interject another game. To
Well, we're
confuse
not going to
people.
talk about that game. We haven't played that game.
So yeah, Max Payne's pretty good.
Did you shoot anybody in the balls?
Yeah, I shot people in the balls. It actually keeps track of how many people you shoot in the balls.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a below
not
below
just
the
me.
belt. It's a below the belt count.
Cool.
There's a better name for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, it was fine. I mean, I didn't do a lot of
Nuts.
I didn't do a lot of manually.
Oh, nuts!
Yeah.
I didn't trigger my bullet time manually very much. Probably
The
just 'cause
I did the dive going into every room.
I did it
Every single time. Because I want to lay on the floor and shoot.
I did the dive a few times.
I like to do like, and then I can lay down like this. And I like
Wouldn't
to
it
just like, boop, boop, boop.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could train Max that he knows that that's how you're handling him? That when he goes into cutscenes, that he also does that.
What, he just
Like,
dives?
yeah, just every door,
Just
no matter
dives into
what.
he dives into his apartment room
Yeah.
right before he drinks.
Yeah.
Just lays on the floor and just gives it back.
just seeing him do slow-mo dive towards his booze bottle or his pills. Just like, and it just like, everything slows down like that. That's a different game. That's like the
Yeah.
funny game. That's the funny
That'd be
version.
good.
Like a Max Payne, like comedy, like parody would be pretty good. Like I'd play that. It has to be by the same guys though.
Yeah. No, it
Because
was-
they have to like kind of try to make it some of it serious because they'd be like, oh, we got. I don't know those guys. Anyways, Max Payne was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be mediocre at best, but
I think Rockstar should go back and do a comedy mode of like all of their games because they're all so damn
Fucking
serious.
bloopers.
Yeah.
Why don't we have bloopers of all of their shit?
Yeah, I don't want the Red Dead expansion. I want the Red Dead blooper DLC.
Yeah. There was some game did
Rubber
bloopers.
horses. Whoa.
So yeah. God damn it. There was a game that did you son of a bitch. That guy. I don't know why that one got me. That one for whatever reason. What there was a game that did like a fake blooper reel. Do you guys remember this?
a game that did fake blooper.
Yeah. Video game fake bloopers. Nothing? No one. Okay. So next game.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Big help, Rubber Horse.
So I kind of got sucked into old games a little bit, like Justin. I bought.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I bought System Shock 2. I think I told you about System Shock 2 on there, didn't I?
No, I had written an article on HorribleNight.com before you told me.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I checked the site a lot.
Good website.
It is a good website, I hear. It's fast.
It is fast.
Yeah. So have you been playing it or you just downloaded it?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I played it right after I finished Max Payne.
Had you played it before?
I hadn't, actually. I never
Oh,
played it.
wow.
No.
But you're a BioShock fan.
I am. But I had never heard of it. And
You didn't even know this was like a thing.
No.
So you didn't get super
I-
butthurt
I-
like everyone else. Like it's not a System Shock game.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a shock.
I discovered
me.
I discovered BioShock and was like, oh, this is awesome. And then after it was probably after I played it
See,
that I found out about System
That's
Shock.
too bad because, well, as you know, that game doesn't look very good today.
Oh, System Shock?
Yeah.
No, it looks terrible. But it was interesting because you see so much that they pulled out of that game into BioShock.
Deep. That was a deep ass game. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on.
And for when it came out, I mean I can see where it was, pretty awesome if you played it when it actually came out.
Yeah.
It was
But
such a
today-
sideways compliment.
It's pretty painful.
I've
played it with like the mods and stuff.
It's old,
and it still
It's
doesn't
like,
help.
It looks terrible. The controls are terrible.
System
AI
Shock 3 is what we
AI
need.
is stupid, but
Goddamn.
it's old.
So the right stuff, if they manage to release this, like it being...
Who released it? Like, who published? Like, whose name is on this?
I don't remember.
I know all the right stuff happened, but is this like does
GOG has the exclusive rights to publish it for a while.
is this now like Irrational or
No, I don't think their name's attached to it either. I don't remember.
there was another company involved,
and then EA was somehow involved
after because Looking Glass
Yeah, it was
died, and then that became Irrational, and then some other company then owned it, and it was not the original publisher.
So it's got to be closer, right? So maybe we can get a System Shock 3.
I hope so. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
God damn. Something like really modern sci-fi like that.
Yeah, it's time.
Yes. Yes.
So the first thing I associate with System Shock 2 is the fact that it's the first game I remember being too scared to continue, like on my own. I was playing it.
It was freaky.
It was
The midwives. And the monkeys. Goddamn monkeys. You haven't seen them?
It was before I didn't even make it to the monkeys. I mean, I've seen them now, but that
Cyber monkey. Demon monkey. Oh, they're bad. You hit him with the wrench. Hit him with the wrench.
No, I think is that like the main enemy thing? I've ran into some monsters.
No, monkeys aren't the main. No.
but they're
Like Shodan's not a monkey. Is that what you're asking? If Shodan's a monkey?
No, like the first enemies you run into in that
No.
game.
No. Those are just people, I think.
You can't really tell
Mostly
what they
people.
are. 'Cause
Yeah, I know. There's like,
they're these polygons with these
17 polygons.
faces
Yeah, I
stretched.
know. You can actually fix some of that with the mods. Like they have the Rebirth mod actually makes some of that look a lot better.
Dude, I wonder if
And
the
the better
mods work
textures
well
and
with
stuff.
the if
That
it
I
works
don't-
well with the good old game.
Yeah, that I don't know.
stuff.
But I did it with my CD copy. But now
so-
I can't even do that because my CD drive isn't even hooked into anything because it ran out of SATA ports. Because I have like 14 hard drives.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
So is co-op? You mentioned co-op with this. Is it enabled out of the box, or does that? Or
There's
do you need to find the mods for?
There's an option in there on the menu for it.
I can't remember if
But
that was
I don't
patched in or
know.
not.
I think it might. Like,
It's in the menu, but I don't know what it
Also,
does.
the fucking
I tried for like 4 hours one night to make this is even
Yeah.
probably like 6-7 years, well maybe longer than that. It was in the aughts. I tried to play this co-op for like 4 hours. We could not get anyone to connect. We had problems, and it was on a LAN.
Good old games
was
kind of advertises the co-op, so it
Okay.
makes me
I
wonder
bet
if maybe they fixed it or made it work.
I would.
But
That's the only
it is
way
in
I
the
could
menu
play
though.
through it.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
We should try it though.
I think that'd
I
be
think
fun.
it's set up to 3 people, maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's
yeah,
three-
yeah, I think
there's
so.
3 of us.
Yeah.
hey,
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Good math.
I can count.
the goodies
it.
on GOG are pretty nice too.
Oh yeah,
Shodan's
it came with
goodies?
cool stuff.
Shodan high res wallpapers. I think soundtrack and an interview with Ken Levine.
What? Like how old?
I don't know. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I haven't played it.
I haven't played through it.
It's not like a new one.
I hope it's an
There's no
original.
way that wasn't. It's not like on the disc. So it's got to be newish.
It's probably new. Him talking
It's got to be
about
new.
it,
Yeah, that's new.
but
Oh man,
Maybe it's not.
I want a third one.
I'll watch it and let you know if it's new or old.
Oh, god damn it! That's all I want right now. Just the PlayStation announcement can go to hell. Tomorrow, I want.
Maybe that's their announcement. They're going to announce they got exclusive rights to System Shock 3 for the Vita.
Just get out of here! Get out of here!
I mean, that's what Ken Levine came out in support of the video. Maybe that's what he was working on.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that was out. What year was that released?
System Shock?
Yeah,
99, maybe.
It's gotta be.
that was after Half-Life.
It's gotta be around there.
Really?
Was it?
Yeah.
What
Wow.
was it?
Okay.
It's 96 to 99 somewhere. So
Yeah. That late
Something like
90s
that.
is
Late
kind of
90s.
it's all
I-
it's all the same.
I have
It's all the same.
with a lot of these games, I associate whatever room I played it
Ooh,
in.
94.
Whatever,
right?
whatever room I played it in, and
Hey,
that's how I try to dictate what.
Don't call me an idiot in the chat. Get out of the chat. 94, really? 94.
That's early.
Damn. No way. That can't be right. Well, whatever. Anyways,
They have access
System
to-
Shock 2 still it doesn't look the best
99.
these days, but
No.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll finish it, but it was fun to play a little bit of it.
System Shock 1 was 94.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to try co-op just to
Which
see
I
what
can't
it's
even
like
remember
if it works.
Yeah, that would be fun. Because we could do the different disciplines.
Yep.
You can hack.
Hack.
Yeah,
No,
that-
you'll hack.
That beginning part was really weird. I wasn't quite sure what was going on when you're choosing your discipline.
Yeah, they they need to say more to you.
Yeah, it's like they give you these options of hallways. You go down, you walk down the hallway, and then it flashes up some text that you read, and it's like, oh, hey, you finished. And then
It's a
it
year
kicks
of
you
your
back.
life.
Yeah, so you go
In
through like
20
multiple
seconds.
Yeah, it's so fast. So I just kept going down these hallways, and it's like, hey, you're done. I'm like, is this broken? Did I miss something?
It's like the world's shittiest guidance counselor.
yeah.
It's just like, what, you want to go to college? Sure, you're going to this one. See ya, boom, and you're done. You're like, what? I haven't.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't.
And then you get to the point where it's like, choose your path. Once you pick, you can't go back.
Right.
It's like, but it doesn't give you any information on which is which.
Yeah, and you walk in there and you're like, you pick the Navy one, and it was like, you're like JAG or something. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's not what I thought I was gonna like.
Yeah.
Get like cool swimming powers.
Yeah.
Like, no, law. No, you don't. I don't remember. I remember thinking like, which one's gonna be which?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's
I
all
was more
based
like,
on like
how many of these
kids'
things do I
views
have
of
to
what
do before I play the game?
Yeah, right. Wasn't the Navy like the hacking one?
Yes.
And like it was Navy, Army, Marines, or some shit like that.
Well, it was. Yeah.
They did it like broke it down like
Yeah.
that. They was almost
And
like
I-
branches of the military. When you're
Yeah.
like, what does that even mean?
And I went
in
down
space.
I went
like
down
what?
the Navy one, and I think it's hacking.
There's no water. Like what? Yeah.
It's like hacking and a lot of mine stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like because there's like mines in the water and stuff, and they've got good with that. And over the years in space, they're good with space.
No,
mines.
that's like mind telekinesis.
Oh, okay. All
Stuff
right.
like that.
But
that
meant mines.
That may be. I don't know.
No, I don't. You're
That
telling
whole,
me now. You
that,
played
whole,
since
that whole intro took like 20 seconds, and I'm
Oh.
not quite sure what happened. But
System Shocks.
I didn't realize you hadn't played it, so that's kind of like I was super excited about it.
You know what else has shocks? Trucks.
drugs.
Got a game with trucks on your list?
Do I have a game?
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
So just pick anything to talk
Nope.
about. Give us one more game, Coop.
One more game.
Now he's looking at his list. He does. This is a hard choice.
I don't remember what's on there.
You played games.
Did you change it?
There are
No.
other.
There it is. Oh yeah, I saw, you added stuff to the list. I'm like, well, that's not where I was at. I'm playing the Darkness right now. Darkness 2. It's good, different.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
All
it's different than I mean, I love the first one. It was awesome. It was kind of a surprise game for me. I only knew about it because Justin told me it was awesome. But
Mike Patton.
Mike Patton was fantastic. I like the voice actor of Jackie too.
Yeah, he's good.
Which that was my first disappointment in 2 is that
It's a different
Jackie, and he's not as good. But it's okay. You kind of get used to it. But I don't think that's as big of a change as if Mike Patton wasn't the Darkness
That would have
voice.
Oh, yeah,
I was
That could have ruined the
I
game.
was sure he was not coming back. But
Yeah. Because it's so good. I love his voice. But
those voice recording sessions just had to be
Oh yeah, I know. I wish I could.
some
sit on
weird
that.
ass days for those sound.
Have you ever looked up videos of that?
Yeah, they've got a couple of them. Like it's just
But it's good in different ways. I mean, I really liked the first one where you were kind of just this normal guy and you were slowly discovering that you're a badass. And, by the end, you're just ripping everybody to shreds.
Yeah.
And in 2, you start off as a badass and it's just more fast-paced action, tearing people up. But, I mean, it feels a lot better. They tightened up the controls. The art style is different, which I think works really well. But I am enjoying it so far. It seems kind of quick. I'm blowing through it. I'm curious.
It's got a good number, a healthy number of chapters.
Yeah, I'm curious. What kind of if it makes any twists. I don't know really what to expect. But
Let me run an idea by you. something we came up with last time we talked about Darkness 2.
Okay.
Would you play a Connect title based on the Darkness where one person is using the controls to run and shoot and stuff and the other person had their arms up like behind you and was controlling the Darkness? Would you play that? You have to be real close. It has to be. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
It's
they got to be like up over you, up underneath.
It's like a backpack that straps the person in because they have to be.
The Connect would have to think that the arms are yours.
Yeah.
Yep. Would you play that?
With the right person, maybe.
I guess what I'm really asking is, would you play that with Justin?
Would you play that with me? Would you strap me to your back and...
Would you experience the darkness?
I'll get back with you on that.
Okay.
We
thought it was a good idea at the time.
It's a pretty fantastic idea. I mean, it's the best idea for the Kinect I've heard of.
So depending where they go from here, and I forget what their next game is, but this is Digital Extremes, and they had Warframe. Like this is kind of their ongoing back.
Warframe's awesome.
Yeah, their ongoing path to like kind of returning to a little bit of prominence as far as they know shooting.
Yeah, they were doing.
They make
ports,
fun games
like for a while. Yeah,
and I wish I could remember what else they're working on.
Right now, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it
another port thing or is this like original?
I think it's another franchise, another thing they're picking up that I'll have to look that up.
They're really good at that. Those are the guys that'll always have a job. I think that's pretty cool. Because like like that you can like do your own stuff and then you can also just be like, hey, hire us to make your game not suck or make a port or whatever.
But no, it feels good. It's a good game. I'd say the only shortcoming that I can foresee with it in the future would be, compare to... I mean, I think the art style they picked works really well because from a detail level, it's, it's not Far Cry or anything. The engine is definitely much simpler, but it doesn't really, not every game has to be realistic. I actually love that it's kind of looks like a comic book. It's super bright.
I really like Starbreeze and I like the style of the first Darkness game, but I would like to see their version of the Darkness one with that voice actor and that story, and I think that'd be pretty cool. But their next game is the Star Trek game.
Oh shit, that's right.
So,
which has got co-op.
Which like it's like risky just because of the franchise nature and being tied into a movie, but like I'm kind of on a little Digital Extremes high right now.
I really want to play that. I know it's just like a movie licensed game or whatever, but I feel like it's been in the works long enough. If it's got dudes working on it, then we're good at making games. Mm-hmm. That Star Trek game could actually be fun.
It seems like it's had
it's doing a 2-player, it's doing the co-op thing, and you're Kirk and Spock. Like, perfect. Like, don't make me like in like Star Trek Elite Forces. Like, I actually kind of liked those shooters, but they were pretty generic. You were like, I can't remember your guy's name. It was like, whatever. It was a generic dude, and you were like, you're on this like elite team of dudes, and then Picard and Janeway and stuff are like hiring you, and I'm like, don't do that. I want to be let me be the people. Let me be the characters, and there have been some actually good Star Trek games, so it's been treated a little better than some licenses. But
I mean, we don't know much about it, but all the videos I've seen look pretty cool. And like when I saw Digital Extreme was attached to it, I was like, the gameplay is going to be fun, and you can pinch dudes.
Yep.
Hopefully they don't outsource it to somebody because they're busy doing another game.
The pinching
to everybody.
So like the pinching part of the game?
No, just like the game, the game in general.
Because when you said, like the first thing I think of is like, so the guys are like, so we put the pinching in, and so Spock goes up and Spock does the nerve pinch, and Kirk goes up and just goes and just nabs him in the side like boop boop boop, and they get tickled, and they go, stop that. Boop boop boop.
And send it back out if it's not quite right.
Because you could have seen game footage that wasn't really in the game because somebody else actually built the game for them.
Yeah.
We don't really want to work on this, but we're going to have our name on it.
Yeah.
Josh,
I played some games. You want to hear about them?
Let's hear about them.
All right, so
Only if they're good, though.
I want to just briefly say something about aliens, just in case you
Colonial Marines.
Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Aliens versus Predator.
Just in case
I
you
wish
did
you was
not,
talking about that.
just in case you did not see our live stream, or don't.
We should have recorded the aftermath of the live stream as we started to
Yes.
soak in what we had experienced.
Here's the thing: don't buy the game. It's not good. Like there's really this. It's not good. If you did buy the game, put on the hardest difficulty and play it with your buddies
With a blindfold.
and play the multiplayer, and you can get something out of it. Maybe it depends on how much you love aliens.
Put in Borderlands 2
And how
and
bored
say,
you
we're
are.
playing Aliens Colonial Marines. No?
It's not good. It's not a good game, and you can go read about it on any website that talks
It's
about
fun.
games. Nobody. What?
It's fun to read about it
Okay,
right now.
I thought you were talking about- yeah,
like
the
I've
game's
really, like I usually get tired of this stuff. Like, okay, we know it's a bad game, but just
The game we saw last year is not the game we got. And I mean literally the same like missions or parts of like the first level is what they showed in that demo for last year that looked really cool. They changed every single part of the game. Like it looks bad. And this development is going to there's more stuff I think that's going to come out of this. But it's like there was it was in development hell, and it changed. Work changed hands. Work was redone. Work was thrown out. All this kind of stuff. And when they finally pooped it out, this is like one of those products of the publisher developer relationship. I think getting strained a little bit, and having legal requirements for deliverables and that kind of stuff. And I think this is going to change some stuff. And so many people had these previews that were really looking kind of positive and hopeful, and then the game comes out and Metacritic bombed. People are playing it and going, what the hell? Why is this so broken? A ton of bugs, despite all the other things. If you're like, graphical issues or, any whatever shit aside, like it's buggy as hell. Like it's really buggy, and it's just really not the game that they were kind of selling. So, I think it's gonna change a lot of stuff. People are already talking about like, they're actually reevaluating like how previews work from websites that cover the stuff. So this is actually going to be kind of important, and it has nothing to do with the actual game itself, or like the gameplay, not like it, judging it based on like,
and it's also
how good it is or bad it is.
Really fascinating. I think why I'm still paying attention to it is just I'm still waiting for that kind of official acknowledgement or response from Gearbox as to what actually.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get it at this point. Like I feel like we would have gotten it, or it's gonna be just like some side note like 6 months down the road as far as like what actually happened. But like the conjecture is interesting to read as far as like how many different companies touched it and how that all worked out, and it's better than the game. All the coverage around it. So thanks for that.
Yeah. And maybe in the future you should take stuff that Randy Pitchford says with a grain of salt.
No shit. Like Josh and I were talking about this earlier, and you were following his Twitter feed a little uncomfortably close.
Oh my god, he was
he
must have tweeted like 200 times today. No one's like that. He was. Oh my god, go ahead. He blew up.
And like I said, I kind of gave him a pass where I thought it was like when Duke Nukem Forever came out, I thought it was all kind of tongue in cheek. Like, you guys know this isn't going to turn out great.
Right. We knew it was going to suck.
But we're going to put it out, and we're just kind of doing the service of finishing it.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, I'm excited about it because I'm supposed to, but we're all in on the joke. Now I'm not so sure because
yeah,
I mean, I don't.
And just his like Pitchford, just like if you feel like wasting like half hour of your time, go look at his Twitter feed and look at all like today's replies and stuff, like everything, because people are just bombarding his Twitter. He blocked Jim Sterling today from Twitter. Like that doesn't happen. People don't block journalists
who is
or
also
writers.
like a documented like aliens nut.
Right.
Like,
right. Yeah. And he's saying stuff like, I don't want like negative stuff on my personal Twitter feed. He's like, you got to understand, I don't want to talk about negative stuff. I'm a glass half full guy. None of this negativity on my personal Twitter feed. it's not like he has a work Twitter feed. He talks about Gearbox shit on his personal Twitter feed. It's not his like safe haven. Like, dude, you can't advertise shit and then say it's like the place you go for like not to. Anyway, we got way more into this than I wanted to, and it's getting me riled up. So I'm gonna move on. So I've been playing a little bit of DMC.
Oh,
DeLorean Motor Corporation, Devil May Cry, and I assume that's what the DMC and DMC Devil May Cry stands for. And that game's great.
Actually, for Run DMC.
Run
Devil May Cry.
DMC's Devil May Cry.
It's awesome. Everyone get it.
How's that PC version?
It's awesome. Playing with a controller. I don't know if the mouse keyboard isn't good, but you should just have a 360 controller by now. It's great. That game's great. I know that's all I can say about it. It's just like everything about it is just fantastic. It's funny when it should be. It's awesome when it should be. The controls are perfect. The action is just like nonstop and fun, and it looks great.
I was talking to people.
Great.
Talking on Facebook, I think, and people were asking for like just general recommendations of what to play, and that is my must play of 2013 so far.
Yeah,
and
it's just awesome.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I play a game like that where I just completely am just fascinated by it, like I kind of lose perspective, and I kind of wonder sometimes, was I crazy or was that game kind of perfect?
No, it's fantastic, and I'm not even like super far into it. I'm just only like maybe 2 hours or something, but it's I haven't even seen. I know it gets crazy. I know it gets super crazy, and I'm not there yet. Even just now, it's fucking awesome. Antichamber.
Okay.
You guys, no one's talking about that on the site, I feel like.
Right.
And
I feel like an ass. I need to go play that now, because if I don't, I won't play it before we like talk indie games later in the year. But
do you remember the scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when the Ark of the Covenant opens up and the Nazis melt, their faces melt? Mm-hmm. That's how I felt when I hit my second puzzle in that game. Fuck. I mean, I'm sitting in the room. I'm sitting in this room. Kylie's in the room, and I'm playing it, and she's not looking. She's busy. She's trying to do work, and I'm just like, what the? I'm like, oh my god! And I'm just doing that constantly, and I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, look at this! Oh my god! And I mean, it is fucking crazy. That is a crazy game. Like the what do they call it? The non-Euclidean geometry stuff, the puzzles. Like
I thought that was what it was called.
Yeah.
I've only heard it as the non-Euclidean geometry.
Okay, yeah. Whatever. Like I've never seen that shit before. It's nuts. It does crazy shit. You'll play this game and you'll go, how in the hell did they just do? Well, you might not, Coop, but Justin, you and I will like look at this game and go, wow.
I think you just said you were dumb.
No,
they're just I'm just saying we don't like program games and shit. We don't. Holy shit! You will not know how they did some of the stuff they did. Absolutely, like insane.
Some people were talking about like they don't even know what does the design document look like for this game, so you can get people to help you build it. Like, how do you communicate what he was trying to do to other people to build it? Because it blows your mind when you play it.
Well, some of the puzzles are sort of self-contained. You can see there's only like a couple of, like, you go into a room and you look at something and you turn around and you look back and it's different. Like, okay, there may be like two possible states to that thing. But there's other times where you're going like, I mean, I just don't even know how they even load some of, I mean, like, there's no hitching, you don't ever see a pop-in of something loading. I'm like, how the fuck? Like, did I just go, I moved one step left, one step back right, and it looks different. And it doesn't just look different, it actually is and then I walk down this hallway, and it takes me to another place, and I turn around, I can walk backwards, and then go forwards, and then it's something else. I'm like, it is fucking with my eyes, it's fucking with my brain, nothing is what it seems, and it's just, it will absolutely blow your mind. Do not watch any of the game beforehand. You don't want any of the puzzles ruined. You want to figure everything out for yourself. I ended up actually getting frustrated and quitting.
I believe that.
And but I want to play it more. It was a good frustration. It was just, I figured out a few puzzles and then I just got stuck. And I could have just gone anywhere. Like, if you get stuck on a puzzle, just go do something else and come back. Because while there's like a map that looks like it has some kind of linearity to it, it's not really that linear. Like you can kind of jump around and do different shit because you'll be in one spot one moment and then you do something different this time and now you're over here and whatever. But like at any time it lets you like you just hit escape and then you're back in the starting room. That's basically also the menu and where you can quit and stuff. And then you look at a map and you just whoop, and you go into any room you want that you've already been. And so you can. They try to make it easy for you so you don't ever feel like you're trapped in like a maze. You're not, but goddamn, it's mind blowing. just to watch. Like, I mean, I'm sitting there playing it and I'm like, Kylie, look at this. This is crazy. Look at this. What is going on? And she just took like one look at it and was like, what the hell? No. And she was done. She was right away. I'm like, oh man, this is like it's like drugs. You'll feel like you're on drugs. Play Antichamber. I think it's what, $10 or something.
Don't do drugs. Play Antichamber.
Fucking play the game.
Play Antichamber.
I think it's
on
15.
drugs?
Yeah.
I think it was 15.
Yeah,
it was because I had that moment of I'm gonna check this. $15. I'll play it later. But
Yeah,
I'm afraid I don't want to miss it, so I need to go do it while I know it's important because
I don't even think it was on my radar.
I said,
Check it out.
Come award season, it might bite me in the ass if I don't have this.
yeah, you should play.
I think I was just like on indie game burnout when this came out. Like I was just like, no, I'm just playing other stuff. I'm not ready for the the indie game of the month or the indie game of the week. And I was being an ass, and I need to not be an ass and play Antichamber.
People should be talking about this more.
Okay.
I'm sure some people are, but like I just don't feel like I've heard a lot
Aren't
of
you
people
ready
talking
for like 3 or 4 weeks from now when I show up on the show and I'm talking about it, and then like 2 months later Ethan's talking about it, and you're like, couldn't we have talked about this at the same time?
I wish we'd all played it. Yeah, because I actually could use some help. But I don't want to just go look the shit up. I want somebody, like another human being, to say, like, give me just the hints I need without, like, just show me the damn puzzle. Like, just like, you know what, dude, just don't even worry about that yet. Like, something like that. Because if I just go look at a walkthrough, it's over. It sucks the fun out. Let's see. I broke out my racing wheel this past weekend. Felt like driving. I hadn't done it in a while, and
Did you play a game or you just play at the wheel?
You know what? I put it in my lap and I just turned it back and forth.
I mean, I don't know how you're filling your time up right now. So.
No, I played some F1 2012, which is that series. I love that series.
Is it the newest one, or was there?
Yeah, that's the latest one. Yeah, they had 2010, 2011, 2012. And so that's Codemasters doing those three. I like them. I played a lot of 2010. And what?
Codemaster, like, they were releasing a lot of games a while back, and I haven't really heard from them lately. Is it like this kind of, have they just kind of refocused like they did? I want to say, did they do Overlord? Like they did.
Maybe. But see, they publish.
Yeah, that's
right?
Yeah, they were.
Because I don't know who's like making this stuff. Sometimes
they went through a stint where they were publishing a lot,
but
then they kind of
they're doing Grid. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, they're working on Grid too, aren't they?
Which yeah. Well, I actually liked Grid. I thought Grid was pretty fun. Like some of the cars just felt really, really good, and I like driving laps. I don't like ovals. Ovals are boring as shit. I don't like NASCAR. I don't like the Indy 500.
You like to go and right,
shit.
Just a little bit right. Sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. No, but my favorite thing to do is like just run laps, like hot laps at Monaco.
Hot laps.
Just, laps. I just want to like go like full speed, but just no other cars on the track.
Can you do my
when I get into full grid, I am in trouble.
Can you do
It's hard to not hit cars.
Can you turn around and go against traffic? Because I'm having
in these games. I don't play those games like that.
Can you though? Could I?
Well, you could.
Can I fuck with it? Would it be fun?
About the only kind of
no, it wouldn't be fun.
Burnout style.
So it's like there's a line.
There's a line. Need for Speed for that stuff. These games, like, play them to like
be bored.
Oh shit! No. God, are you serious?
No,
driving fast, and you have to. It's got to be a wheel and the in-car view, and you get like a good sense of speed in some of these games.
So you feel like you're in the arcade machines.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what with my previous job, like that's one of the things that we did. So, had the racing seats and stuff. It's not quite the same when you're sitting at your office desk, but it's pretty cool.
So these games kind of have a line where their physics are so real you can't do the asshole physics stuff. Where it's fun to do that.
Because this is more like this is me always trying to best myself. Like I'm always trying to like run the perfect lap. be as fast as I can. It's like pushing myself to like, the limit, like mentally and with reflexes and stuff while I'm playing these games. I don't do that with a lot of games. Some people do it in multiplayer, competitive multiplayer stuff. And I don't really, that's not I don't get my fix there. But yeah, when I'm racing like that, I found that that's kind of my thing. That's my, where I get my like, I'm going to concentrate more than I do when I'm playing other games. So yeah, F1 is really good. But I also tried Project Cars. So Slightly Mad Studios, the guys who did the Need for Speed Shift games. Remember Shift 1 and 2? These were like the games that weren't like the other.
That
Need
was
for
their
Speeds.
attempt at doing a sim.
Yes,
right?
yes. And actually, I enjoyed the first one. The second one was fine, but I actually really liked the first one. I thought the physics were fun. They were sort of realistic, but it was like it had just enough like slop at times where you could kind of do stupid shit. Like, would the car really handle this? Like, if I was playing Forza, I'd be in a wall right now. But here, I can kind of just slop it a little bit and go with Steve McQueen. So that was pretty fun. But so those guys are now doing this game called Project Cars, which is like it's really weird. This has been in the works for a couple of years, and they're doing like a crowdfunding thing, but they're doing it through their own website. And what you can do is you can buy in at different levels. But the higher levels you go to buy in, the more like input you get into actually making of the game. So, and you can even like make assets and stuff.
Huh?
And it's really weird. It's really weird. They're doing something like no one else is doing, I don't think, that I know of. And
crowd
but
developing their game?
Like no one's talking about this.
Right.
And I don't know why. Maybe because it's like, it's Slightly Mad Studio, like no one cares about them, I guess, or whatever. But that's dumb because you should, because this is pretty cool. And they actually have a game that like where you can play multiplayer, and it's got some AI in it, which I didn't mess with, but they're adding more cars and more tracks all the time and all kinds of different stuff. You can drive go-karts or like touring cars, stock cars, F or Formula, not F1, but Formula A and B and stuff. I played a little bit of that. That was too hard. I couldn't do it. Man, it made me feel dumb. Like that's where I was like, oops. I'm still not good at these games. Like I get going like an F1. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is very realistic, and I'm really good. I'm like, nope, shit. So that was just like, I had this high moment, and then I played F1, and that was really fun, and then I was like, I got to try Project Cars. I had that loaded up, and I just needed to get it going, and then that's when I just fucking unhooked the wheel. It's in the corner. It won't get me hooked up again for another year. So, racing.
I'm just picturing him with his steering wheel on his lap, driving with a smile on his face, and you kind of come in the room and you realize he doesn't even have the game on. He's just
He thinks he was playing all his games. He was really just staring at the screen.
So, and then I fired up. I can't remember why I did this. I think I wanted to kick stuff, but I didn't want to play Duke Nukem. So I loaded up Dark Messiah of Might and Magic on Steam.
Oh, Dark Messiah?
Yeah. Remember this game?
Yeah.
This was like
to kick stuff?
I think this was the second after the Vampire Bloodlines or the Vampire the Masquerade. After that game, this was the second Source Engine game to come out. This is before Half-Life 2.
Okay.
And which means it's buggy as shit and it's poorly optimized, so it runs like ass on modern hardware. It ran like ass then. It just no one ever ran it with like 60 frames. It's not that bad, but so it has, it's got some fun physics and stuff. This is like, what would you compare this to, Coop? Like a kind of like an Elder Scrolls kind of thing, as far as like first person fantasy. Yeah. But it's focused way more on kicking. It's more like a first person shooter, like as far as the level design goes.
It's all about kicking.
I'm still waiting. Yeah. I'm still waiting for this.
So you can play it like you can be like a mage. It's got basically 3 classes. You can put your skill points in any of them, but you've got like your warrior, your mage, and your thief. That's it's really straightforward.
And your MMA fighter.
And
still waiting.
Anyone can hit the kick button and just kick. So there's a ton of...
You haven't been kicked. You've been kicked by a mage.
That's right.
Double dragon.
Wizard kick. There's a shit ton of environmental...
things to kick.
Hazards.
Okay.
And you kick people into them and they die. Gruesome deaths.
Like fucking 300?
Yeah. Kick them into holes. Kick them off cliffs. Kick them into spiked walls. Kick them into boxes. Kick them into other people.
It's like I Am Alive. You have to do that.
Yeah. Not anymore, because you just got kicked into some shit. And it's so much fun to kick dudes and then chop their heads off. It's got pretty good, like the sword play is pretty fun. And it's always fun to shoot shit with arrows. I'm like, it's like I was playing it, I'm going, fuck, if this came out today, we'd love it. Or even just if it had come out 2 years later than it did,
We can still try.
it would have been awesome. It's just stuck in time. And I wish it wasn't, because there's so many parts about the game that are awesome. It's like so much of it is really well done. It's just it's got some set piece stuff that could have been a little bit cooler. I just remember, like, I remembered it from the time, and the same stuff is fun today of like just messing with the physics. It's kicking dudes and then like using the wizard spell where you throw ice on the ground. And so dudes slip. So you're like, oh, you're on a pathway on the side of a mountain on a cliff, and you can see a corner. Put ice at the corner, wait for dude to come around it, kick him. Watch them just woo woo woo, and then go slipping, like just flying off the cliff. Like you can't get grip.
They have the comedy DLC.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you kick them off, and then they spin their legs in the air for a second, and then they drop.
Every fucking game needs that. The Looney Tunes physics.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I got that from like a Steam sale, and I have a CD copy, but
so
it's okay.
I'm still hung up on this because
he wanted to kick things. He got to
no. But he started with, I wanted to kick things, so naturally I wanted to play Duke Nukem or Dark Messiah. It's just, I didn't know kicking was a big thing to do in Duke Nukem when that was the standout.
You know what?
thing.
I think I just watched Spartacus, the
show.
The show, yeah. And I was like, I want to cut someone, I want to kick someone, and then chop their heads off.
Okay,
he's gonna play Bulletstorm.
there you go. Yeah,
but I wanted kind of like
you.
sword and sandal style, And I don't think there are any sandals in Bulletstorm.
No.
Cool game though. I like that game. And lastly, I played a bunch more War Thunder.
Yeah, he did.
Still love that game. It's still awesome.
I downloaded it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it's just so easy. And I'm not playing it with the joystick. I'm still just playing arcade mode with the mouse, which is almost blasphemous because I have like a $150 joystick sitting on the, and I just don't. I have no desire. I just want to. I realize like the reasons I liked flight sims, were for the wrong reasons, but War Thunder capitalized on all those in the arcade mode. It's just like I want to see the plane when it's doing cool stuff. One, which I can do, and I just want it to be a little bit. I want it to be movie physics, and I like crashing planes. It's actually fun to get blown out of the sky.
You're talking about something along the lines of you like the movie physics and like when your plane's running well and that sort of thing. My favorite moment is when the plane starts to act up. And
oh goddamn!
And the things that go through your head. What happened? Like I didn't see. Did I get shot? What did I do?
Yeah, I love that highlight clip that you posted when my
engine went out.
Yeah, your engine goes out and you're just gliding, and all of a sudden like,
no. Yep. When you see when your prop just stops, you're like,
yeah,
I didn't do anything to cause that. What is happening? And now you're just like, I'm
like
fucking in midair. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, it's so good.
And then you get your wings shot off.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That's why I don't play that game to win or do well.
I play it to
cool
moments.
Be in a scenario.
That's what.
Where something weird happens.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I get enjoyment out of it.
And I'm in a giant bucket in midair, and I have to do something about it. So
yeah.
It's so like, yeah, it's oh man. Every time I play, I have those moments. Like I clipped somebody the other day. It was, you get into like these chicken like fights, and you're going at each other, and the thing you can easily just, it's like up or down, which way are you gonna go? If you can't turn left or right out of that, not fast enough. So where are you gonna go? And you pick the same one he picks, you're going to hit each other. But sometimes what I'll do is, because I'll try to pull up instead of going down. It seems like every time I go down and I clip him, things come off the plane. Sometimes when I go up and we tap each other, like the major parts are still there, and I can take it back to an airfield. But actually, I thought I was in trouble, and I was like, I hit a dude, just like clipped him, but then like nothing. I saw nothing. There was the display wasn't even up on the screen of like showing you there was damage. I'm like, oh shit. And he went down. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm like, woohoo. But the propeller was gone. And I'm like, why isn't this showing? I'm like, why isn't it?
Why isn't it showing?
Yeah. I'm
That was
like, what the fuck?
a graphical glitch.
Yeah.
No, this is accurate.
Yeah,
You
and
took your propeller.
And there was another time where it showed like I bumped into a guy, and it showed on my display. It was like that everything was red and like everything's dying, but the plane just like looked totally fine. I was looking around and spinning around the outside. I'm like, what's broken? And I still didn't know. Like, I'm like, well, every once in a while the collisions are a little buggy. It's still beta, by the way. It's not actually that buggy though. I mean, I have to say that. But yeah, fuck, that game is fun.
And seriously, like
It's free.
Yeah, there's a handful of
I haven't
those
spent a dime yet. I mean, I probably will because
free to play multiplayer games that just get your friends together and just try them out because you don't really have anything to lose. And we've been having a blast. And I hate flight sims, and this is fun as hell. Because we're playing the arcade mode. But like I said, when shit goes wrong, it's hilarious.
Goddamn, that game. Yeah, that's my go-to, even for like 10 minutes now. That's now. I am still playing pinball. I'm not going to talk about it, except to say that Star Wars pinball tables, the first 3 are coming out next Wednesday.
So that means the following week, expect plenty of pinball playing on our live stream.
I'll try not to like shit up the good feeds. We'll do it. I'll do it like late night or something when no one else is watching. So Justin will watch because he'll be like, "Oh, I'll go beat Josh's scores," and then not play the game again, and then brag about it for a whole year. So yeah, that's my games. That's all I got. I feel like this is early. I feel like we shouldn't be. We normally have like gotta pat it out. No, all right. So is that it? Anybody else have any? Is that it?
I'm good.
No one played anything.
No, that was it.
Well, shit.
I thought I played a lot.
Well,
I thought we covered a lot.
Let's go to horriblenight.com updates. Justin, since you're editor-in-chief of the site, you want to do this section this time?
You want to do it? I'll do it.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do this.
I'll do it.
Coop.
I got nothing.
Coop, our new server administrator.
Server admin.
You just Gutenberged yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Gutenberg's godfather was the voice of Mobius? Or Morlock, the wizard, or whatever. If in Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, that Justin was playing on live stream, the voice that kind of like helps you out.
the Elder God and
yes, the Elder God. Yeah, that dude, the voice actor, who's done a lot of other stuff too, including maybe Big Boss and Metal Gear Solid 4. We saw. Anyways, he's the godfather of Steve Gutenberg. I thought you guys might appreciate that if you listen to the show a lot.
Yeah, our new server administrator is here live on the podcast. Coop and I are still. Ever since the website moved, the site's been performing better. Still has a few hitches that we're looking into, but overall pretty happy with the site's been sped up. So hopefully things are loading quicker for you. And when they're not, we're still working on that. And to kind of help with that, you might have noticed we did make the switch. We have added some ads to the site. We're still working on trying to make those a little bit more relevant to you and a little bit less intrusive, but that was just kind of
I got a Tampax one the other day. I think Kylie had been on my computer. It was looking at my cookies.
It was completely relevant.
You motherfucker.
We talked about it kind of offline, just about what type of upgrades to make the site, and the server upgrade was something we definitely needed. But so the ads are kind of there to help that until we get to the point where we're looking at a different means of kind of funding that. So that's why you'll start to see those.
Please turn off ad block on our site. You can click a button and disable on our site. It really helps us out. Don't ad block us. I know everyone I know uses ad block.
Yeah.
Don't do it on our site.
Yeah, I mean
everyone else, fuck them. But don't do it on our site.
They should be pretty relevant ads. I get mostly gaming ones. Like
I think it's more
they're
based
unobtrusive. They're not like pop-ups and shit.
We're not gonna do any takeovers or that sort of thing. We're gonna try to keep it subtle and working into the site design, but it is a necessary addition as we continue to try to improve Horrible Night. Again, our ongoing 2013 focus on improving our video content and adding more. We're starting to do daily and weekly highlight videos on our YouTube channel and are in the process of adding all of our video podcasts from at least this season of the shows to YouTube. So you'll be able to get all of your content there, and doing more live streams. So the more live streams you see, the more stuff you'll start to see on YouTube. So send us some feedback as far as we're trying out a bunch of different kinds of highlight videos and video coverage, and kind of interested to see what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see improved, because we're definitely still figuring out where we want to go with this stuff, but trying to play a bunch of games and give them and play the games you want to see played. So definitely hit us up in chat if it's a live stream. Leave us some comments or hit us up on our contact form. We're definitely listening for your feedback there. The next big Horrible Night event is coming up here if you're in the Midwest with us. The Louisville Arcade Expo is March 8th through the 10th. We went for the first time last year. Classic arcade games, classic video games from, everything from, I'm trying to think of how far up it goes.
Pinball?
Probably
Yes.
PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, that era, and all the way down to Amigas and anything you can think of, and then lots and lots of pinball machines. That was kind of the bonus there. I never was really heavy into pinball, but like all the tables I had heard about, they were there, and they put on a good show. We will be there on March 9th, the Saturday, for most of the show. So if you see us, feel free to come say hi, come say hey, or play a game of Smash TV with us, or challenge my Demolition Man pinball score, because that's what I'll be playing.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I'll take you both down.
Are you?
You're good at pinball?
No.
Oh.
No.
Just
No, he will take us down.
But I'm a competitive person.
You'll tackle us.
So, yeah, I will.
Give us the Kirk pinch.
I'll bump the table when you're about to do something good.
Well, nudging the table could actually... I mean, you might
up.
also keep the
Might
ball from
help,
going.
yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't get to go last year, so I'm really excited about seeing it all, because it'll be all fresh to me, and
Yeah, I didn't go last year either.
you guys will be all jaded and like, oh, we've seen all these machines before.
You
and then
guys
I'll go,
and me.
oh man, this is great. Anyways,
We're
excited.
still talking through how we're gonna cover it as far as video
Coverage.
wise, but
At the very least, we'll do a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Like a video, kind of walkthrough thing, and record our
And if we can-
impressions.
and we can find if we can find the Duck Hunt champion,
Whatnot.
we'll probably talk to him again this year.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
he holds a gun up against the TV, doesn't he?
That's what we accused him.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think it's just the joke of Duck Hunt tournaments. Oh, how close were you to the screen? That dog laugh at you? Do you hate that dog? Dog's funny. That's it. That's all I got for HorribleNight.com updates.
Shoot the dog. It doesn't actually do anything when you shoot the dog, but you still try to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll do it for the show. As always, on the weeks we're not doing the Super Game Best Friends show, we do the Horrible Show, which Justin hosts. That's on the opposite Tuesdays. And you go check that out. It's a pretty cool show. I'm on that too. Coop's not, though.
I'm not.
So if you're a Coop
I'm not.
fan, see you again in like a month or whatever.
Yeah.
However long the intervals
No,
are.
this is fun. I should do this more.
So yeah, thanks for coming on.
Oh, no problem.
It was really fun having you, especially here.
It's
like
so
sitting
much better
next to
here
us.
than...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
You should
Yeah.
tell Ethan that.
Yeah, Ethan, it's so much better here.
I don't know why he moved to Germany.
I don't know
That
why.
was dumb.
You need to...
He really messed up.
He should fly back
Or
just for
I was gonna say,
these
or
weekly-
Yeah, yep.
you have to commute once a week.
Yeah,
Seriously.
right. Yeah, it's not asking much.
Once.
Not really.
Some people commute every day
Yeah,
to their jobs.
yeah.
He just has to do it once a week.
Thank you. Finally, yes, I'm glad you guys share my sentiment there. Justin, as always, you're awesome.
Thank you. I thought you were mad at me for sucking at video games a while back.
Except, no, that's it. That's okay.
Well.
No, but you're not good at games. But I'm so glad because I'm also not good at games. I
like-
feel like we're like not good at game bros, but I don't feel like this
I'm
feeling
into
is
not-
reciprocated. So
No, I'm fine. I know you're
We're
not
gonna-
good at games, but I'm still coming to grips with I might not be good at games, and you're you're saying it so matter of factly and without hints of sarcasm that I don't. I kind of like maybe he's right. Maybe I need to go watch some of my videos.
do you know how much video evidence we have of that? I have an entire hard drive full of that. Of you not being good at games. Like I don't see.
Maybe I should hang out with Coop more. Maybe he'll make me better.
See,
Maybe.
maybe you guys are both good at games, but you just play with me and I.
You don't watch a lot of our video
phenomenal.
content, do you?
I'm good at a genre of games.
Yeah, okay.
My skill set doesn't expand very wide. I shoot things.
That'll do it for Super Game Best Friends. Thanks everybody for listening. We will see you in 2 weeks. Peace.
No.